So we can take a look at the whole egg. Oh my god, just as I spawn in, he's already shooting me. Really, I'm glad your skills are so bad that the only way you can hone them is shooting a defenseless thing as well. That's not even fighting back. This is what you find to be, you know, good for you. I have a feeling this person is probably 5 years old.
Blacking out, I see the light shining through the darkest night. True love waits as we go, burning down the line.
I just stepped on a turret. And it lived. What the hell? I squashed that thing. You said 5-5 for how long? Roger that.
I heard some explode as we took off. I don't know if that was the turret or
What did we need exactly? What the hell is that? Oh yeah! Oh, there goes a there. Oh, we can give you some free shots out. I guess I did. Oh shit! What the hell's going on? Oh god, no! Why? What is this ship doing? What the? Where's my ship going? Come back!
that's right.
Where are you going? Where are you home? That thing was shut off too. I gotta find a way to get back in now. The heck? Barely hit the quantum. What the hell? What the hell just happened? here's another turn.
That's good. If there's ever a ship you do want to try out, you can try. What's going on?
Nope, I won't just take these two beats. Oh, they both fell out.
You know what I say about those?
Okay. Let's see if we can bring that.
You guys,
Now, one of two things is going to happen when we lower this back down. Either it's going to put our vehicle back on the path. Okay, so apparently there's an overhang above the hangar. I didn't account for that. Oh yeah. I have no idea why the gravity cat is shooting the hell out of you. It's more than gravity cat, both of them. I'm incapacitated. And now I'm dead. Well, no, I won't file charges. Hey, what the? Oh my gosh. What the hell happened? Our boom arm is broken off and Mando died. Oh, that was not my fault.
I think I'm fine. I think I do it like this.
I don't think we're...
I especially appreciate the people who are able to keep track of dates. They, call us out.
Whoa, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm up here on the deck. No, you're not gonna kill me. Haha, you missed. Oh, and there. Oh, you're totally gone. I do some I'm still knifing people. You get a knife. Oh shit, these are civilians. Sorry. Oh, do I not get a crime stat for that? Oh yeah, you get a knife then.
Yeah, you can kill them. They won't.
You get a knife.
They'll give you.
I'm at the big cat. There are pieces of my ship down here. yeah, the Bengal is shooting now. The Bengal
Yeah, there's
is-
two red.
Holy crap! That's a lot of gunfire.
That's many, many bullets.
And it sounds like it's all ballistic, with the exception of the Star Kid armor that is precision.
Right.
What the? I am now in your Valkyrie.
What?
I was running across the surface of Yella, and then a big orange flash came down on me, and now I'm inside your Valkyrie.
Oh my god. Sounds kind of sexy.
Prestige, I think, tried to ram me with it, and only succeeded in picking me up. And this thing is hurtful.
Shouldn't be ramming the streamer.
Louis says it's the smoothest kidnapping he's ever seen.
Alright, well, I'm gonna put a hot dog into the address to get him to move it.
E-Rad, thank you very much for the raid. I greatly appreciate that, and welcome to you and all your viewers. Hopefully you've had a great night. All right. And third person. What are you doing, Danger? Stop nudging my reclaimer. Oh my God! Oh shit!
Oh my god, I did not mean to do that.
Oh come on! No! 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 Why? Oh, why?
You went too fast, huh?
I went too fast and was looking for the wall, and yeah. Yeah.
Very expensive comment.
I started trying to pull up at. Okay, there is no gravity when you walk outside of the deck on the. Oh, I'm gonna die. It's a little late.
I think that's a Moab there.
Oh, what the hell was that? What the hell? What the hell was that? Well, at least with your marker there, I know I'm looking up at the sky. I don't have to worry about hitting the ground. Oh, I just hit the ground. Let me restate that.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I accidentally sent you a voice chat, Cocky. Louis is in here running me over with a dragonfly. Where the hell's the terminal go? The terminal is gone. Louis, you broke the terminal.
It's popping up on the screen on my bike.
Oh, now you threw me into the other half.
Did you just walk over me? The disrespect.
No, you threw me in here. It's the hacking chip, yeah. Oh my god. Louis says it sounds like he needs to get on and collect some bounties. I think Louis wants to come after us. Oh my god. Brywo.
That's not how you apply a razor.
I'm down in the elevator. One guy. Oh, that must be the. Oh my god, it just blew up again. I was just about to pull onto the cargo pad. Just fun to land. It's grounded. I don't know. I don't know how I did not get any damage from that. Which ground do you think the moon? What was a gravity cap? Problem solved. Oh, look at that! Oh shit, I hope J-Scale's not on it. Nope, just the other STV's on there. I'm gonna try and get it out of there. I do? No, I got it here too.
Keep ramming.
I got it here too. Oh shit, I almost ran over somebody there.
That was moving.
It might be. I was trying to get the other STV. Whoa! Ah! I think that was swag. Aim to the left of that tower in front. Aim to the left of it? Yep, there's a shuttle down. Nope, we got 2J Louie as red.
Oh, here, let me see.
He's in a caterpillar.
He's not red for me.
Yeah, I'm free to go.
Whoa! Oh, that was awesome.
How did the caterpillar survive?
The caterpillar survived that?
Yep, it's still up there.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, I need to see how much damage you took from
I'm dead.
that. Oh my god, Jay, you took no damage.
He took out the 600 high with that thing. Oh, yeah. It's like C to pull the key out. All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to today's stream. We are covering the Atmo Esports System 7. We are doing race 4 and 5. Race 4 is the Cargo Crisis, which is going to be on one of the cargo platforms of Orison, where they are going to be running a figure 8 track around a bunch of containers and some deadly openings in the floor that could make them go to the center of the planet and get crushed. And then after that, we are going to be proceeding straight over to the buggy track racing, where we're going to be doing race 5 with the buggy track in a heat race. Of course, we are in heat number 4. So we are going to be hopefully doing well with that and be able to move on to either the winners or the second place bracket to get a placement. We've got C2s being shot here at SED1 as we are coming in to offload the drivers to get their vehicles. We've got a Cuddy Black. I believe this might be the NPC Cuddy Black that frequents SCD1. Security should be on site to take them out here shortly. We did have a brief issue with hostiles at Seraphim. Today, though, we will be staying on board the Carrack as we spectate the race. Now, usually we would have the view of the driver, which the driver for both races today is going to be Anral, but due to some network issues, we will not be able to bring you Anral's view, so we will do the best that we can to bring you the view of the race from the Carrack in a third-person view, and occasionally switching over to a first-person view to see where the tags are. We'll also be checking in on the Atmo Esports stream. I can't show it, but we can definitely give you updates as far as placement for that. The first race, though, is 10 laps around the Cargo Crisis area. And being a figure 8, it is very, very dangerous as they cross over in a point from front to back. And definitely very, very volatile area, which can definitely create some crashes and different things such as that. But right now we're out here at SCD1 letting off the drivers to get their vehicles that they're going to load up on those C2s there that you see parked down here. And then eventually we will switch over to the team channel here. Bailey, stop. We will be switching over to the team channel on the Atmo Discord so that you'll be able to hear Flex and Gravity Cat as they give Anral information. Bailey, stop. Right now, it seems like some stragglers are trying to meet up and bring the wrong type of ship. Let's see here. Okay, and we're not quite at the point yet where we're going to switch over to the team channel. Once we get out there to Orson, we should be able to switch over to that and get Gravity Cats and Flex's commentary as well. But definitely appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, if you want to get in on these events, you're more than welcome to join our Discord and get in on any of the teams that we do for the Atmo Esports events. You don't have to be in the org, and everybody is welcome over there. Casual gameplay, anti-piracy, as well as racing. We also take part in Hurston Hurtlocker, Daymar Rally, and the System 7. So definitely would love to get some more teams into these events. Gravity Cat, seriously, this guy. Yeah, it's never ending. Can I bring a hot dog cart to the event? No. I mean, technically it's an armistice zone. He can't fire, but still not smart to do. So, but we are going to be getting the C2s. You can see them sitting there already, getting them loaded up. And then eventually the Carrack will take off and head back to Orison. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, you can always catch us on our regular nights, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where Sunday we are going to be going into 323 EPTU. And we will be checking out the EPTU. Also, as we get closer to the next race after this, which is going to be the Lynx out on Lyria, we will be doing some more practicing on the EPTU for that race, as we anticipate the EPTU will probably release to live before that race comes due. And why is there a Retaliator parking next to us? That's probably the person that was asking to come in. Now, if something does happen and we get killed or anything like that, spawn point is over on Orison. But we are going to be trying to limit the number of ships in the area to try and keep the desync and all that as down as possible. But it looks like this race is probably going to... very possible. I'm hoping that we're not going to be running this in the dark. Yeah, that was your hot dog cart guy. I can't say I'm surprised. Bailey, do you need to go outside? Let me run Bailey out. I'll be right back. Come on, let's go outside. Out, out, out. All right, so it sounds like what they're reporting on the Atmo Discord is there's already some desync being seen. Gerbo has fallen through the Carrack and is going to try to get back on board using an STV. I'm probably going to try and go and set my med point on here just in case. Ah, there's Herbie. Herbie, one of the racers of the series. He's not racing today. All right. At least that way, if anything happens to me, I can wake up right back here. Now, let's see if I can get my seat back up in that turret. Wonder, are any of the seats up here open? Nope. We're gonna go back to that turret. There we go. All right, and of course, we'll try our best to bring you as much coverage as possible without having Andrew's view of the race. From the overhead, I should be able to get a good shot of at least the placement of the cars, and we will have to utilize the Atmo Esports Twitch channel to really kind of keep an eye on the standings. Let's see here. All right, so we got Atmo up and good to go. Space Tech, any idea why they didn't only bring racers here in the M2 and instead load us all in the Carrack? That I don't know. It would make sense that maybe just for simple ease, everybody go to one ship instead of trying to have confusion between racers going to one ship and spectators going to another. That's the only thing I can think of. But Space Tech, good luck to you and your teammates today. May you guys do well. You guys are always up there. It's always harder to herd Star Citizen players than it is sheep, that's for sure. I would definitely say that some of that is probably part of the multiple languages that people speak that participate in these events as well. Appreciate that, Space Tech. Check Leak's your driver today, isn't it? All right, the C2s are off, so I would expect that we're going to see the Carrack take off here soon. Oh, Goofy's doing race 5. Okay. Yeah, we saw Goofy Gamer Girl in the qualifiers. She definitely put up some decent times. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Of course, we wish all the racers of today's events good luck. I will say that one thing that is true about the Atmo Esports events, the people that participate in them are a good group of people that root for each other, support each other, and definitely go out of their way to help each other. We have a good friendship going on with Gerbo the Gnome, Space Tech, Check Leak, and the folks from Delta Diatus, Tyrus Rex. It is a really good, solid group of people. Absolutely, they are. And a lot of the people that we see in System 7 are the same people that we see in Daymar Rally. Daymar Rally, of course, being a bigger event, but you will find that the majority of System 7 participants also participate in the Daymar Rally, which is the biggest Atmo Esports event. Yeah, the last year was a rough one, that is for sure. Last year was the first year that we actually had to run races on the PTU because of issues on the PU. It definitely a very close-knit community, I will say that. Gravity Cat is very correct. The biggest competitor and obstacle that you have in this is the game itself. Server conditions, the environment conditions, you're really kind of prone to a lot of the bad things that happen are because of that and not because of any thing committed by another driver. The RNG, yeah. RNG can be awful. Buggy track is going to be an interesting one because we've seen in the practice with the buggy tracks, there are just, sometimes you get onto the buggy track and there's just this one area here or there where it's just no reason whatsoever. It will destroy you. And when we were running practice the other night, out of 4 buggies running at once, only 1 actually finished. So I expect that we're going to probably see a number of glove box fires, a number of engine fires, a number of explosions. I'm going to be really curious to see how many PTVs actually finish out of each race. I would not be surprised if that happens at some point, Gravity Cat. I mean, the RNG stuff, though, I don't think it's under anybody's obviously, it's not under anybody's control. It's on CIG to improve the server conditions and the functionality of the game, which I think will get better as we see server meshing continue to come in and everything. But right now, it's one of those things that's there that we got to deal with. J-Scale, it's very, very possible that we may have heats that no PTV finishes. We were seeing PTVs explode for virtually no reason, catching fire for no reason after, minimal collisions or bumping. Some just exploding right off the starting line. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It would be kind of interesting if we got to see a race through a safari area. Gravity Cat, yeah, that is the tough part. You don't have to start on a known glitch, but I mean, do you postpone the race? Do you come up with an alternate race? I mean, it may not be a bad idea for those areas where we have known glitches to have a backup alternative race that could take its place. I mean, obviously, with the new courses that we're seeing last year, we could always revisit previous courses. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of starting before those bumps. Hopefully we won't see anybody flip at the start of the race. In our practices, I don't think we've seen anybody actually get flipped from that. But it would be easy to just move them forward to those bumps, although the downhill slope, keeping them in place, because we know that the STV likes to slide even when you're at 0 power. I think Atmo acts on what they feel is the best interest of the race. And no, it's not always the best decision. And a lot of times from an outside viewpoint, we can think of better options. But at a minimum, I will say that they tend to try to learn from the mistakes of the previous races. Start the bottom of the slope for now. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an option. And we are going to be racing in the dark, it looks like. So that'll actually give us a good view with the headlights. Space Tech, I think one of the C2s got impounded. So one of the C2s with the STVs on board got impounded. And if I remember correctly, if you pay the fine, you may be able to get it back with the vehicle still inside. But if they do that, I think they have to come down to Orson to try to recoup it. But even then, that could cause some definite issues. And of course, on the last race a few weeks ago, we saw where we got everybody lined up to start the race, and we had an unfortunate incident with somebody accidentally self-destructing, which caused a delay. So I think when it comes to Atmo esports events, delays are always possible. There's a lot of unpredictability in Star Citizen that can definitely lead to them. So this looks like we're going to have a delay for sure. Now, keep in mind that this race, this first one with the cargo crisis, is going to be all 16 competitors running at the same time. So we are going to have 16 STVs running through this. And let me see if I can pull up the map for this. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the map.
We got a Subaru forest the wilderness to discover all the places that make us feel something more.
Subaru is the National Park Foundation's largest corporate donor, helping expand access for all.
Get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2024 Forester. Going on now.
All right, so we're going to show you guys the map for this run here. So this is going to be the map of the cargo crisis. Of course, this is in daylight versus the nighttime that we're in now. So they're going to start at the top of the hill there on the top left. They're going to come down the slope of that ramp and then proceed into the first corner there. And they are going to hang a left and go out and around the cargo container area and come to the left and make a second left turn into the narrow passage between the cargo area and the end of those gantries, and then make a U-turn to the right, and then immediately make a U-turn to the left, where they're going to come down the straightaway just on the other side of that wall between the wall and the cargo containers, and they're going to dip into that pathway between the cargo containers where you see the crossover. And then on the other side of that, they're going to hang a left and then a right and around back to the back area, where right in that corner there on the left-hand side is a very easy area that if you cut that too far to the left, you could fall off the platform. They're going to proceed to the back side along the wall that runs the length of the platform there, to the point just before the end of that, which has a small bridge that you can cross. Again, there is some drop-off points there that you could fall through and go down into the center of the planet. They're going to come around that and around back towards that crossover point, at which they're going to have to make a left turn, go down that alleyway, and come out and go to the right and around to the starting point, which is going to be right there before they make the left turn to go into their next lap. That crossover is the most dangerous point, because over 10 laps, your really dangerous areas are going to be first that first turn after you come off the ramp at the starting line, because everybody is going to want to cut that as close as possible, which is going to, I would not be surprised if we see some collisions there. And of course, through the second turn, because I would imagine we're still going to see a large number of buggies all bunched together. But after that, that crossover is going to be the most dangerous point, because as the race progresses, you could see the front leaders of the race coming to that crossover point as the tail end of the racers who are in the further back spots conjoining in that point, crossing paths. So very, very possible that you're going to see some collisions in there. This course, it looks like tarmac. It looks like concrete. Looks like you should have traction all day long. But this thing drives like you're on ice. It is very easy to spin out, lose control, overcorrect, and it is slick. And it very deceiving when you're down there driving it, that it can actually look like you're not going to be able to maintain your grip on the road like you would expect. Flex, lost power at your house. Don't know if you'll still be on the ship. If it comes back, not a problem, Flex. I understand, but appreciate you letting us know. But this track is very, very slick. So something that we'll be definitely seeing probably a number of spinouts, collisions, and things like that. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see some explosions on here, though the STVs tend to be very resilient. So with Flex having some power issues, then we'll at least have commentary from Gravity Cat, and then Gravity Cat will be speaking with Anrol. Anrol will be speaking with Gravity Cat. I will keep my mic muted to that channel so that they can continue to comment or commentate to each other and let Anrol know of potential danger points, as well as debris. Debris can definitely collect on this track for sure. And it looks like we got a number of the vehicles up there at the starting line now. We just have to get that C2 that was impounded, those racers out here and ready to go. Let me see how close I can get zoomed in on the starting line here. Looks like maybe we only got a couple up there. My fear, my worry is here, we're going to line 16 people up on that starting line all in a row, and they are going to be very, very close together. We very may well see some explosions right off of the bat coming over those bumps. There are 2 bumps at the top of that ramp that will definitely throw your vehicle a little bit to the side, so don't be surprised if we see some collisions there. We also see that the Pisces there in the lower left-hand corner, that is going to be the starting indicator for the racers. And as that lifts off and the countdown goes on the race channel, we'll be able to see them take off, and then I'll back up so that we can get more of a view of the entire track. Flex, definitely explosions with the first bump. I think so, and we got 2 of them there. So if not on the first one, definitely on the second, I think it's very, very likely. Easy solution, start at the bottom of the ramp. Yes, definitely easy solution would be to start at the bottom of the ramp, or do this even in heat so you don't have 16 people all going at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see what we have happen here. Of course, you know, we don't want to see anybody get taken out by an RNG type of thing like that. We want to see all the racers be able to compete and, you know, really fight it out instead of just having something in the environment take them out unexpectedly. And I think we're going to see that in both these races today because, like I said, the buggy track definitely has some concerns. We also had actually people that were practicing on the EU, which is where we're at now, reporting random explosions over the course of the last 2 weeks when they were just out here practicing. Now, we did not experience any of that ourselves in any of our practices. We actually never had a single explosion of an STV randomly for no reason, but some of the drivers from the EU were reporting that they were getting some issues with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now on the Atmo Esports channel, they show 8 people lined up. Of course, the shot being brought to them by Officer Rondog, who's a friend of the channel. And they've got some of the racers lined up and ready to go. So we just have to wait for that second C2 come out. Of course, not all the PTVs are going to be running with their lights on. So don't be surprised if you see some of them shut their lights off. And sounds like Big M, who was the pilot of the C2 that got impounded, may have somebody as he's leaving Seraphim tailing him, possible hostile, but security should be up there with him. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a refresh of the drinks. All right. And we are still in the process getting the other 8 racers here. And again, this is that corridor here that I was mentioning that they have to travel down. And coming through there with as slick as it is, you try to stay to the right as best you can, and you end up automatically going way left. So you're going to be, actually, people are going to be going through, crossing over from one side to the other side. And then the back wall is right there where you see that second row of pipes. They're going to travel along there to a small bridge right about there. Again, here's the starting line here. Of course, we are trying to limit the number of ships to just those of the Atmo Esports camera crew and the Carrick with the spectators. That should hopefully help with the desync. Aspirational ideas is how they justify some of the head scratchers for Daymar. That is very true, J-Sco. Raging, yeah, I mean, obviously everybody has ideas of how they want the race to go, and it doesn't always fall within those plans. And sometimes they do very well about adjusting on the fly. Other times, there's definitely some questionable ways that they adjust on the fly and the train of thought. Right now, Atmo Esports still just has the view of the 8 drivers that are there now. And Atmo giving the hurry up call to the other C2. And of course, don't forget, if you want to help support the channel, check out the merch store as well. We appreciate the support, and it helps allow us to be able to do the giveaways on a month-to-month basis. Of course, this month we are postponing any kind of giveaways, but hopefully we'll be able to pick them up back here in May. But we may actually take another break for another month. Huck, lay down. Lay down. Go lay down. No, you can't have my beer. Go lay down. I see you, bud. Oh, did you hear thunder? Yeah, I know, you're freaked out. But definitely visit the merch store if you want to help support the channel. Also, don't forget Dark Hour PC. If you're in the market for a new PC, pre-built, or even sometimes we have some pre-owns on there, and we also do custom builds. Check out darkhourpc.com. We ship across the United States and can definitely get you set up with any system that you're looking to get. Hi. The thunder is not going to hurt you. You are okay. I have a full-blooded coonhound that is deathly afraid of thunder. Come here. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. No. You want to come say hello? I know that's usually Bailey's thing, but... Huck, lay down. You want to come say hello? Okay, you can come say hello. That's your first time on camera, Huck. You're okay. I promise, you're okay. The boom boom's not going to bother you. Raging, you get it. Atmo built the events around the lore, and they want that danger, unpredictability element. Just saying, I don't like seeing so much structured toward blind luck over skill. Yeah, that's of course in regards to Daymar. Daymar is supposed to be the dirtiest race in the verse. It is, unlike System 7, Daymar is a weapons-free type of event where you can have interlopers such as pirates and all that coming in. The racers can actually take shots at each other, like what we saw in the last Daymar event. Here with System 7, it is a no weapons allowed, straight up, kind of F1 style circuit racing. There is no aggressive actions towards each other that's allowed here. What's going on, AZ Bear? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your weekend.
Question. When I tell my members on the socials about our auto loans with amazing rates,
Which we already know that Atmo has said they are not going to change the premise of Daymar Rally to be a no weapons type of thing. They want that element of danger, element of interference, element of racers being able to take out each other. For the most part, what we've seen in the number of Daymars that we've done is drivers don't usually fire upon each other just because of the fact that a lot of times you're just concentrating on driving. Once in a while it'll occur, but not very often. Especially since you usually have one driver in the vehicle at a time and you don't have somebody on board to operate the weapons. The hover bikes, obviously you have weapons on board the hover bikes, but we actually find it's actually more beneficial to remove those weapons before you start racing, because it can add an element of instability and a point of damage that can cause explosion. With the Cyclones, the RC and the RN tend to be the more preferred vehicles, which don't have weapons. And then you have the trucks, which, I mean, the trucks are going at such a speed that it doesn't even really matter if you have weapons or not. Raging, seems that there's a lot of track design geared towards chaos points. This year, not. I mean, this is probably the first one I would say that has that element of collision probability with the crossover in between the cargos and cargo areas, which is, of course, this little alleyway here. That is going to be the most restrictive point there, aside from the first turn on the first lap. But yeah, it does add chaos, and it does add an element of, you could see some head-on collisions between front side and back side. I would hope that, after the number of laps that we're going to see, that a lot of vehicles get spread out, especially with how slick things are here. You're going to see a lot of vehicles lose ground because they're going either too sharply and losing speed, or they're going too wide and losing position, trying to maintain that speed but adding extra distance on. And of course, Atmo is back. They're just showing a view of the starting line, waiting for the additional 8 players. This is going to be a tight start. I will say that. Seeing it up there with the 8 people that they have lined up now, this is going to be a very tight starting line. Kind of, I hate to say it, but similar to what we saw with the reverse snake pit, where they had people fender to fender. Which desync can definitely cause an issue with that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. We could see a number of collisions. We could see a number of desync issues. We could see some catastrophic explosions if they're too close together. I think that probably. And I almost hate to say it, but I think this would have been probably better off being done in 2 heats. Though, technically, yeah, you can get 16 STVs across there. Yeah, no, definitely I agree with the Gravity Cat. That is going to be the big determining factor here. And I would hate to see any of the racers get taken out because of those 2 bumps at the start of the ramp here and how tightly packed they're going to be. I would say it would almost be beneficial to hang back a little bit before going over those bumps. Let the people that are going to collide. Hang back a minute. You can make up some time on the course itself. I mean, we've got some very, very strong competitors on here that are going to put up some excellent times. You know, generally we're seeing some of the faster times being right around the 2-minute time range for the full lap. 2:15 with the addition of the start. Also, hopefully Panda doesn't move because I'm standing outside. Yeah, hopefully we don't want to see anybody fall off the Carrack, although I think we may have already had a couple that fell off. I'm sitting in a drone seat so I can get a third-person view here of it so I can cover the race. The non-existent drones on the Carrack. It's a usable seat for a third-person view. Gravity Cat still looks like C2 inbound. That is good. That means that the other C2 is coming in. It'll be interesting to see how tightly packed these guys are once we get those up there. Did anybody ask about the betting in the pre-race meeting? No, thankfully. Actually, the pre-race, they've been getting a lot better about the pre-race briefings. It seemed like a lot of people were coming into the pre-race briefings and not prepared, not familiar with the courses, not familiar with the rules. I would say it was probably one of the fastest pre-race briefings that we've had of any event or any of these races in the last year. And also, just in regards to the merch store, be aware that over the summer here, we will be probably coming out with some new items over there on the merch store. We do still have the 31 by 18 or 31 by 15 mouse mats with the org emblem on it, as well as the Corporal Crash mascot as well. So check that out. Some decent prices on a very nicely created mouse mat that covers the entire desk with a stitch border. And pretty decent price on those. Very comparable to anything you'll find at a local retailer. And all that goes right back in to support the org as well as the stream and all these events. We also got beer glasses now. Either channel or org related beer glasses. So check those out. Actually, they're great for bourbon mixers. Gerbo, thank you very much for the good luck, and good luck to you guys today too. We always appreciate you being a friend of the channel. And if you guys aren't familiar with Gerbo the Gnome, he's one of the premier racers in the Star Citizen community with Atmo Esports as well as on his own. Head over to his channel, Gerbo the Gnome, on Twitch and give him a follow and offer some support up. You'll actually, if you enjoy the racing, couldn't be a better guy to follow out there. Magighoul, what's going on? Great to see you. You excited to see what Herbie has prepared for you folks at the BTR? God, we're running against Herbie on the BTR. I don't think we're in your... I think we're in Luddick's Blackhawks heat. So it'll be definitely awesome to see what Herbie does in that. Oh, trust me, we're going to be doing our best to beat Luddick's. Right now, I think the biggest competitor for the buggy track race is going to be the glove box fires. Space Tech's in Herbie's heat. If Herbie finds a way to beat the glove box fires, let us know. All right, so we see the other SCVs making their way up the ramp to the starting point, which means that we are getting closer to a start. I'm going to go ahead and shift down to our team channel. Magical, thank you for the subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. All right, I threw Big Flex in there just in case he does make it in there. And again, you'll be able to hear Gravity Cat and Admiral speaking. I am keeping myself muted to the channel for the most part. Gravity Cat, what's going on? Let me turn on the Discord here. All right, there we go. Now we got the Discord chat set up there. We got Gravity Cat in here. Admiral's going to be joining here probably just before the start of the race. So hopefully this will go smooth. What's your thoughts on the start here, Gravity Cat?
I foresee it being a mess.
I would, yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a mess. It's going to be interesting to see how those bumps play out.
Feeding into that first corner and then the other two corners is going to be kind of messy too, I foresee, but we'll see how it goes. Those two physics points really suck.
Yeah. All right, looks like Gerbo is actually getting ready to get up at the race course. We want to thank Gerbo for coming over to the channel and saying hello and all that. Again, give the man a follow over on Twitch if you're into racing or anything like that. He is definitely the go-to guy for the racing community. He's actually helped design some of these tracks as well. Well, I know Flex lost power, so we may not be able to get his commentary on here. So I'm going to mute myself while the race is going on so that you can communicate with Admiral as far as anything that you see he needs to avoid. But I don't know if Flex is going to make it back in. If anything, he may be able to make it back into the team channel here if he can't make it back onto the Carrack.
So prioritize just staying on the track.
Yeah, I mean, right now, when Atmo was showing the view of just the 8 racers that were here, it was already looking well congested. Now that we see 16 up there, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can see 14 from the view that they're giving. This, they're not fender to fender, but they're close enough to that bump is going to cause some collisions. I think that bump is definitely going to cause some bumping and grinding on the way down that ramp, especially if the first one doesn't, the second one will. And if everybody can see on their screen, right where that really bright light line is just in front of the STVs, that is where the first bump is. And then that really thin light that's just below that, that is the second bump. So those are the spots that we have to watch where we're going to see some issues. And you can see that there's already, you know, one STV driving up there that's already having issues as it is. They got to back up some other competitors to let, oh, and it looks like that's not good. It looks like that one STV coming up to the line bumped into some of the other ones sitting on the line already. So that's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if that raises some question to those that are sitting up there if they were one of the ones that got bumped. It wasn't a very hard bump, but it was still contact vehicle on vehicle. And of course, I want to say a thanks to H3D, who actually made the thumbnail for the YouTube channel on this first race. And great work by him. And definitely, and H3, if you're on and watching on Twitch, throw your link up for any of the things that you have available. If that Etsy link is still good, throw that up there, because you got some incredible art that is great for that Star Citizen poster that you made. Throw that up there, and definitely give him a check out on the artwork that he's got created. And definitely well worth it. I have it hanging in my game room here, and it looks absolutely amazing.
It'd be nice if they would turn off the headlights.
I mean, headlights will be a little bit helpful to keep an eye on where they're at on the track. I will admit that. You know, going from a camera point of view up here on the Carrack, but yeah, all of them right there on the one starting line, it is a little bit much.
Well, for the drivers, the headlights point back at you, so it's hard to see.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ken, when it was just like 3 or 4 of us on the track, it wasn't too much of a detriment, but when you got 16 people down here, and plus the smoke that comes off the back of some of the STVs, it can become blinding. There is good enough visibility here that if you're not running the lights, that you can still make your way through.
Yeah, you don't really need it. And the sun looks like it's trying to come up.
All right, so H3D actually threw his link up there. Give him a check out, and definitely, like I said, lots of great art over there. I have the person in the spacesuit overlooking the moon. Absolutely beautiful, and definitely well worth it. And of course, we always feature art by H3D on our thumbnails for YouTube, and I appreciate him making those for us, as well as Lawn Dart. Lawn Dart does a number of our other thumbnails as well, and we actually will be switching the thumbnail over to one of Lawn Dart's creations here before the PTV track. But H3Ds, you can actually get some of his artwork right there on that link, so check it out. Not sure when Anrol's going to join in on the channel here, but let's see if I can get that bridge over here. Yeah, it looks like it's just too dark back there for me to get the bridge. And of course, this over here is going to be the main area. They're going to come around over to this area here, hang a left around that backside there, and they're going to come back over through that narrow, darker, open area there and make an immediate hairpin 180-degree turn towards the back wall again. And then they are going to make another 180-degree hairpin turn between this wall and those cargo containers, at which point they are going to go ahead and proceed down to this alleyway here. And this is going to be that danger crossover point at which eventually through... What? Oh, there's Anro.
1 minute.
1 minute to go to the start, and this crossover point is going to be the most dangerous area, as you're going to have people from the front crossing over with the people in the back after 10 laps, and we expect to see probably some definite issues there.
Stay calm and just stay alive.
Yeah, just run your race and run it the way that you want to run it, and just do what you're comfortable with. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself to you guys so I don't interrupt your communication with Gravity Cat. But good luck, Anrol, and you'll do fine.
15 seconds.
All right, we got the 15-second marker.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And they're off. They're coming down that bump. Let's see what happens on this. It looks like they're all going to make it through. So we got some people that definitely stuck towards the back, and that may have been a smarter move. And we got a lot of people getting sideways right at the bottom of that hill. And we've got 3 vehicles right out in front here. And Anrol's going to be running his race. And again, an average of about 2 minutes per lap. Right now, I show Amrock's Fang from the get-go is in second place, preceded by AAWA Drunken. And Amrock's Fang has moved into the front according to the Atmo Esports.
Good distance between everyone else beyond that.
All right, so we're going to see them come around that second hairpin turn, coming into the cargo crates and the back wall here. They're going to make their first transition over to that crossover point. Of course, with everybody being all close together, there is not going to be any danger of interdicting each other here. They make that turn in there. We get a clean, nice turn without going into the wall and making that left turn towards the far side to head towards the back. And making that turn, nobody falls into that hole. I show Anrol, according to Atmo Esports, is still in first place. And if that is accurate, increasing his lead with a nice gap coming over into that bridge. You can see that bridge now with the headlights. And he cuts that corner there, coming around to get back over to head towards that crossover. And again, this is 10 laps. This is only the first of 10 laps.
Blaucat fell off.
We have one person that has fallen off the platform, which is Blaucat. I'll have to double check what team he was a part of. Anrol comes into the crossover and makes that right turn to head back towards the starting line. Of course, that crossover is going to become more dangerous the more laps we get into this, because of the fact that you're going to have the back of the pack intersecting with the front. You can already see a sizable gap starting to end up in there because of different racers' styles. And we're coming back around. That is the completion of lap 1. We are going into lap 2.
Behind you.
And there we go. There it looks like right now. Actually, Amrock's Fang is back into 5th. I don't know exactly how accurate these placements are, but we're just going to keep watching the race in general. H3D looks like we're in about 5th right now. Yeah, according to the Atmo Esports, it's really hard to kind of keep track of it. But we are just going to watch the overall parade of these. And here's that crossover there. We see more of a widespread evening out of the different competitors across the track. Jace, yeah, Enro probably will need a nap after this, but he's got 5 laps on the buggy track to do still. Possibly 10 if he makes the first or second seed. And you're going to see here soon, probably by the next lap, why that crossover is going to be so dangerous, as we see that some of the tail end of the competition is getting very close to the front end. That's probably going to become more widespread as we continue on. And somebody is running backwards. I don't know if they missed the turn or what's going on.
There's someone messing around in that straight stretch.
I don't know what's going on with that vehicle that seemed to turn around and go into the crossover. Last place now, I don't know. I'm not sure what was with that vehicle that was running backwards and then turned around.
Leaks in front of you.
Amrock's Fang went from last place back up to 5th place. As this goes on, it's going to get very difficult to be able to follow, because these are going to really kind of start overlapping each other.
Thank you.
And as you can see now, you got the front of the pack actually coming up to this crossover at the same time as the back of the pack. And this is where it's going to start getting dangerous for these people going through this alleyway.
Shuby will be coming into that straight stretch that you're about to turn into.
And there we go. We see the back of the pack meeting the front of the pack. And I think we're going to see that over and over again as we continue on. The barge does not move, actually, H3. It's a stationary barge just off of the spaceport. Let me back out a little bit to give us a little bit overview of the entire platform. And right now, it's really... we've got a couple of vehicles that we can pick out that are in the front likely. We got the back of the pack again coming into the range of the front of the pack.
You made it. That's all that matters.
And that crossover point is going to become more and more dangerous as these continue to overlap.
Argo Novice is out.
Argos Navis is out now. It looks like we may have possibly had multiple people fall off the platform. Wonder why there's not an overhead on Atmo. They are trying to limit the number of ships that are in the area to cut down on desync. So we have the Carrack and we have their camera ships, and that's about it. As to why they didn't put a camera ship in an overhead, I don't know.
Nobody behind you for
we definitely got Papa Freedom following Check, Leak, and Kelsar on their stream. And it looks like we may have had an explosion there.
Camera crew just blew up.
Was that Papa Freedom that blew up? I don't know, but we had an explosion, and very possibly it may have been a cameraman, which could possibly lead to debris on the field. It's going to be difficult to say. Right now, Amarok's Fang is posted in the 6th position on the Atmo Esports site. In their 4th lap. A number of racers are all in their 4th lap.
Nobody's coming into the straight, so you're clear there. Just do what you know to do.
And I'm trying to look at the Atmo site to see where we've got Anrol's tag. Oh, we got Check, Leak, and Anrol are right on top of each other. And there you go. You see more people crossing paths in that center section. I have a feeling that we're just going to see more and more interactions in that center point. It shows that Amarok's Fang has moved up to 4th place, followed preceded by Blackhawks in 1st place, Delta Diatus in 2nd, Punch Nomis in 3rd, and Amarok's Fang in 4th. followed by SPG Racing. Oh, it looks like we had a little bit of a change in position. And we still have Check, Leak, and Anroll neck to neck, followed closely by Kelsar. And then uphill Jordy just ahead of them by a decent amount. Anroll's going into that pathway. He's coming through that crossover point right now. Looks like he may have gotten a little bit spun out, and him, Kelsar, and Check Leak are through there.
Should be on lap 5.
And we are moving into lap 5. So we are halfway through this race. Right now, Amrox Fang is in 5th place. An amazing race being ran by Anroll under the conditions that we're seeing. And we've definitely had 3 competitors actually knocked off the platform. It looks like Argos Navies, Evaria, and Catcom Alpha have been either DNF'd or were not able to stay on the platform. Amrox Fang's stays in 5th place. Yeah, it does look like there's almost an abandoned vehicle on the track if you look at Atmo Esports.
Kelsar's coming up behind you.
And there is other debris on the racetrack as well, too, with that cargo container that's sitting down there. The race is definitely far from over. Anything can happen between now. As we just see on Atmo Esports, somebody spun out on that back wall transition area. And right now we show that Anroll is followed by Kelsar, and Check Leak is just in front of him. He's going into that bridge area now, hanging that left to cut back around.
People, and watch for your razor. You got through that pretty clear. Kelsar
And
not so lucky.
Anroll is coming up on the crossover here. We see a couple of vehicles get tied up on the crossover. And Anroll's coming around into the crossover now. He is free and clear to go through there with no obstructions.
So I think you're going to lap Shuby soon. Who's the next person in front of you?
And let's see, we've got a total time moved up into 4th place. Anroll till Kelsar is a 6-second gap.
Pretty decent distance behind you.
Amrox Fang is right behind Delta Diatis, who's actually preceded by First Corps Colonial and Novak Racing and Blackhawks. And I can't keep up with how they're changing these things on that. There may be a little bit of confusion on the Atmo Esports side as they just keep flipping things back and forth here as they're trying to do the placement. Currently, right now, Amrox Fang in... I don't know, they keep flipping it. All right, so let's see here. I have no idea what that one vehicle just did going down that other alleyway. Oh, that may have been, that was a cameraman. Okay. We are on the 6th lap currently. Amrox Fang is in 4th place, preceded by Delta Diatis and Novak Racing and Blackhawks.
Doing good. Just another practice. Lap 6.
And try and get a viewpoint of where Anroll is. I know typically he will drive an orange STV.
Ludox is back there still? I think you're...
And some collisions in that crossover. Now we just saw 2 or 3 STVs collide in there.
Is that a camera crew next to me?
What was that, Emerald?
Was that a camera crew flying near me?
Maybe. Yeah.
We got Amrox Fang has now moved up to 3rd place, preceded by Delta Diatis, and in 1st place, Novak Racing. followed by Punch Nobies, and then Blackhawks. So right now, Anrol is coming around here towards this turn around the base cargo containers and making that left-hand turn around.
Check leak is in front of you.
We've got Check leak in front of Anrol, and then uphill Jordy just ahead of him.
Starting his turn for the second hairpin now. That's how far back he is. Nothing in the crossover.
And the crossover is clear of inbound vehicles. Again, that crossover definitely playing a part, as we saw in Atmo Esports stream, that there was a 3-car collision in there. And we also have a weird cargo container that seems to have been just dropped in the middle of the raceway, which they are having to navigate around. Currently right now, 7th lap, Amrox Fang is still in 3rd place. In front of us, Delta Diatus, and then Novak Racing.
We're in lap 7.
All right, and try and get a view of where we are.
Entering into the crossover, I see one person sitting still, and then a bunch of people that are mucking about.
That crossover is definitely packed tight right now. That is for sure. There are a lot of vehicles sitting in there.
Way too many markers. I couldn't tell what was happening.
I don't know if that is a camera vehicle.
Check leaks in front of you. Kelsar just made the corner, lapping.
Novak Racing in first still, followed by Delta Diatus, followed by Amrox Fang, all in their 8th lap. All other competitors are in their 7th lap. Punch Nomies is about 8 seconds behind Amrox Fang. Overturned vehicle in the crossover. All right, thank you for that, Racing. I appreciate that. Looks like we may even have a stop vehicle in there as well, too, according to the Atmo Esports stream.
Most of the noise will be through the crossover by the time you get there. There's 3 coming through now. They're getting tangled up with a Razor.
We definitely have debris in multiple areas throughout the course that they are going to have to navigate around. And as we go into the... Oh, there is like a 4-vehicle collision in the crossover just momentarily. It looks like the Atmos stream is probably on a longer delay than mine. We do still have that overturned vehicle that's in there. That is something everybody is just going to have to navigate around. I don't know what team that is that got overturned.
No reason to take any chances.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Anrol, though, has done amazing work on mastering this course, even getting a sub 2-minute time. Conditions are definitely much different when you're actually in the race. So if you max out at a sub 2-minute time in practice, you're probably not going to meet that time in the actual race itself, because you have 16 other people here racing it, which you can't exactly plan for.
And uphill, Jordy got hung up with the crossover, so you got a...
Crossover is getting packed full right now. We can see a number of lights in there.
I think this is lap 9.
We also see an Atmo Esports vehicle that was previously trying to do a tractor beam, maybe to remove some debris. Currently, right now, thank you, H3, we are in 2nd place. So 2nd place preceded by Delta Diatus, followed by Novak Racing. Of course, we will not tell Anrol that. We just want him to run his race. Do what he does. But we are, of course, are all rooting for Anrol as he continues on. He is doing an amazing freaking job. And Amrox Fang has now been moved into 1st place, according to the Atmo Esports, on lap number 9.
Check leak ran into a Razor, so there's a little bit of a pile up right as you come in, so careful.
And now they bumped us back to 2nd. I can't keep track of what Atmo Esports is, where they're putting us and where they're not. Now they have us back in 1st place, now back to 2nd place. And we have a collision on the Atmo Esports stream of a collision of an SCV with that overturned vehicle. They have us back in first place, now back to second place. I don't know what they're doing. I can't keep track of the Atmo Esports standing.
There's nobody behind you for a little bit. Uphill Jordy's the next one, and he's just entered that straight stretch.
All right, so we can hear Gravity Cat giving information to Anril as we continue on here. We're either in first or second place. I can't keep track of it. They keep flipping it back and forth multiple times every 2 seconds.
Check Leak is stuck in the crossover. Gilly 22 is coming into the crossover now, so just be careful of them. And Chubby's behind them. So
all right, and here we go. We got a lot of traffic in that Oh, and we had another collision in that crossover, and I think that may have involved Anril. But I believe he has recovered and is back on his way. We are on lap number 9. Atmo has us in first again. We have an incident for a DNS with Garden Racing with Tyrus Rex. So we have at least 4 DNFs right now.
In first place or second place, either way at this point.
We have DNFs by Catcom Alpha, Everia, and Argos Navies, and now Garden Racing. We have a 1.5 second lead over Novak Racing and has Amrock Fang in the first place position. Way to go, Anril. Just keep it up. We are on the final lap. This is lap number 10.
Still anybody's race.
Blackhawks has entered into lap number 10 as well. This is going to be a very close race. This can really go to anybody at this point with the amount of traffic on the course. Anril being followed very closely behind by Novak Racing with less than 2 seconds ahead of him. All it takes is one little spin out, one little collision, and Novak is closing that distance right now. Anril is just keeping it going and keeping it rocking, approaching the crossover. And I believe he is going to hold in this crossover now that that overturned vehicle has gotten moved out of the way. He does an excellent job just avoiding the incoming traffic. Cargo container in the middle of the route, and he is still holding his position, coming around the backside and over that bridge. We can see them very close right there, those two very close together, coming around the backside and moving back in towards the route to the crossover. We are blocked a little bit by the containers there, but they are neck and neck right now coming into the crossover.
Chubby's going to show up, so be careful. Watch Check Leak and Chubby.
And we have some interaction there in the crossover. I don't know if we had any collisions. I believe we may still be in. I don't know where they have us. They took us off the leaderboard.
First place. Just keep going, just in case they fucked up on the laps. But good God, nice job, man.
All right, so I believe that Amrock's Fang has finished first.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear it.
Oh, we finished first. Fucking first.
That was it? Okay.
No, wait, no, they just bumped you down to 2.
What?
They bumped you down to 2. Nope, they just put you back. I don't know what they're doing with their leaderboard.
You're first. They're confused. You were first.
They've moved us like every second from first to 10th.
Yeah,
I think we got first.
We did. I don't know how, but we did. That was amazing.
Way to go, Anril.
Let's go, Anril.
Can I stop driving now, please?
No, keep driving, Anril.
That was lap 10, guys. That was lap 10.
Alrighty, awesome.
Way to fucking go. Magical sounds like a CIG leaderboard. Oh, if you lived anywhere near me, I'd buy you a case of beer right now.
Okay, get back in the ship. You're racing again.
Yeah, now you gotta go to the buggy track. Now we gotta do the buggy track racing. Does that have your heart pounding fast enough for the next one there, Anril?
God, please, no.
Way to go, man. Hell of a race.
You survived the blender.
Man, that was.
What were your thoughts after that start? How did you? I didn't even see how you came off in the start. Do you remember? I think they had us in like 5th or 6th off the start.
He was wicked lucky on the start. He was right out in front, like in the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I did not get affected by the bump at all. I just went right through it, and I was
Nice. Novak was right behind him into the entire. Novak was right behind him the last lap and a half. So Anrol, freaking amazing job, pulled that off.
You survived every blunder. Towards lap 8, 9, and 10, I'm watching those crossovers and like, oh god.
Oh yeah, I mean there were some of the
shit there.
crossovers because in third person view I can't see gamer tag, so I'm like just trying to figure out if I can figure out where Anrol was in that.
You were
And
better off.
and then we had the overturned vehicle that was in there, and it looked like there was a cargo container in the pathway after the left turn after the crossover, and then there looked like a Fury broken down in the pathway as well too, and I think we had a cameraman actually explode. Space Tech, thank you very much. Space Tech sends his congratulations to you, Anrol. That is a hell of a race, and of course some are still racing. There is still some people on the course racing. As you can see, we've got at least 3 vehicles, if not 4, that are still going through and trying to finish up. There were a total of 4 DNFs. We had Catcom Alpha DNF, Evoria DNF, Argo Navi's DNF, and Garden Racing DNF. Tyrus Rex, I believe the 4 of them actually fell off the platform. So now, Splaticus, thank you very much for the subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, congratulations to Anrol on running an amazing, masterful race. You did an amazing job. And Gerbo the Gnome put his comments in the Twitch chat before we got this one off that you better beat Ludex on the PTV. I think the PTV is definitely going to play a part in who survives more than who goes the fastest.
Yeah, it's going to be who gets through, who survives that first corner, doesn't get in the wrecks there, and then who survives.
Yep. But I'm going to take a quick step aside and take a quick moment as we finish up with the last few runners of this race here. It looks like some of the people are just finishing up their last lap, and we're going to leave you guys with some clips and some music. But we appreciate you being here, and we will be right back. That was frick.
Shouldn't be ramming the streamer.
Louis says it's the smoothest kidnapping he's ever seen.
Oh, nope, I am in Glacier.
Oh, now the interest is getting into a fight. Oh, the Bengal is. Oh no, that's the Bengal is shooting now. The Bengal
Yeah, there's 2
is,
red.
Holy crap! That's a lot of gunfire.
That's many bullets.
And it sounds like it's all ballistic.
I'm in the cockpit.
Got it.
I am in.
Let's go. Oh, let's go. We finally focused. Yay.
We have an interest. again. I was just about to pull onto the cargo pad. Why do I always have issues finding my pants? Oh wait, I'm already wearing my pants. I need a torso. I'm down in the elevator. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Football. Oh, what the hell? He just got yeeted by his own ship. That's hilarious. I'll have every right to do this and jump on board my ship and I don't know about it. What the? Nice flying. What the hell was that? How do I fly with you? What happened? I didn't hear anything. I was
That was
going
a fast jet.
No, I was going straight. Oh yeah! Oh, there goes the stick. Thank you very much for the raid. I greatly appreciate that, and welcome to you and all your viewers. Hopefully you've had
shot at me.
Hopefully you've had a great night. All right. In third person. No, we got 2J Louie as red. He's in a caterpillar.
He's not red for me. Yeah, I'm free to go.
Whoa.
Oh, that was awesome. How did the caterpillar survive?
The caterpillar survived that? Oh, jeez.
Alright, I need to see him again.
I'm dead.
Oh my god, Jay, you took no damage.
He took out the 600 high with that thing. And did request it. See, you're still fine. You're alive and in the hangar, are you not? Last time I did this with H3, he got blown up. I do still not have it. All right, Flex, what were your thoughts on that one?
Oh, he did fucking amazing on that race. I was worried that he was going to get pitted on that last lap. It was looking kind of iffy, but you know, the racer, he had a good racer behind him that wasn't on, you know, that didn't stoop to that level, but I was kind of worried about it for a moment.
Yeah, no, Novak was really close by with that entire last lap, and that was a hell of a finish for him. All right, it looks like the ccheck has been stowed, and we're going to head over to the PTR track, or PTV track.
Yeah, whenever my power came back on, I tried to get back in, but I'm not in the party, so I just didn't want to even bother him. I'm just going to spectate.
That's not a problem.
Designed as the ultimate large shipper, the mere presence of an Ares in your fleet will cause vehicles of any class to think twice before causing trouble. The Ares Starfighter, a force to be reckoned with.
All right, let's switch the thumbnail.
He stands a good chance at winning on this track, too. He has some impressive times here, you know?
The big downfall is the unpredictability of the BTR track. That is going to be the big issue.
Hopefully he gets one that's invincible, you know? And he doesn't get one of them that's going to just instantly explode, you know?
Well, we have 3 heats to watch beforehand to see how things are behaving. So that is definitely a benefit to be able to see that. James Hoybe, thank you. Yeah, Anril finished that off super strong.
Oh, yeah, it was an amazing race. I bet you my neighbors were freaking out like, what in the hell's going on?
Mine too.
Screaming at them.
I couldn't keep up with the Atmo Esports leaderboard because they kept throwing us from first to second to 10th to second and then back to first. And then even after the finish, they bumped us down to third at one point.
Right. So I had yours going. I had Atmos going. And when they dropped us down like the 10th, that was right at the time somebody just went off of the platform. I was like, no, he wrecked off the platform. What's going on? You know, because I...
Yeah, it's hard because you don't know how accurate their leaderboard is. They do a decent job at it, but sometimes it just gets, as they make one change to update somebody, it messes up a whole bunch of other people.
Right.
So we're going to head over to the BTR track now, and we'll be able to observe from the sidelines. We've got, we are running in the 4th heat with Luddix from Blackhawks, and I think AAWA Drunken Turtle, and I can't remember who the other team is that we're in that heat with, but we can take a look at that here in a second. But we'll be able to see 3 heats before ours to see how everything is behaving. But excellent job to Anril for running that race.
Where do you put us in the leaderboard standings? Do you know?
Don't know right off the top of my head. To be honest, I had to take some Tums because of the heartburn that was brought on by that finish. Space Tech. Remember when you literally mentioned that folks, when we went out there, that the person in the last will ruin the race for the person in first in the tunnel? Wish you had been wrong. Unfortunately, that's the way the course is designed. Unfortunately, that's just, that crossover is such a chaos point.
He got hit head on, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe Check Leak got hit head on. Which, I mean, Check Leak is a hell of a racer, and everybody on Delta Diatis is a extremely good, talented racer. Everybody on their team is a fair and formidable opponent. And, you know, it's unfortunate things like that have to come into play, and it can't be a straight up, head-to-head race, but you have these outside influences that can actually create concern. We also saw debris be a concern on the course. We saw a cargo container or some kind of 16 SEU box that was dropped down there. I don't know how that got dropped down there because it wasn't any... Huh?
That was the marker for the corner, and someone just slammed into it and got in the way.
Yeah, I don't know why they used them containers. That's what they had on the...
That course doesn't need markers.
Right. Well, they also had that on the Knox track, and that's what I hit, was one of them markers.
Yeah, now the Knox track, it's a little bit more understandable because it was easy to confuse which path you were supposed to take. But on something like Cargo Crisis, I mean, all the pathways are clearly marked by the already existing cargo containers. And then we saw it looked like a Fury debris in the one straightaway before the crossover. I think that was left over from a cameraman explosion. So there were definitely some obstacles on the course after I think about the 4th or 5th lap. But I mean, Czech Leak ran a hell of a great race, and I hate to see him get taken out because of that. But unfortunately, it is how they designed the course. And it'd be nice to see in the future that they design a little bit of a cleaner course where the only debris that you really got to worry about is, you know, people DNFing ahead of you. But where you're interacting with, you know, ongoing racers coming from an opposite direction, that's a little bit tough to deal with.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking on this course. This is just this. There's gonna be luck involved.
Yeah, a lot of luck.
I got knocked around by one vehicle. I got bodied by another one that desync slammed into me, set me flying.
Yeah, I will say H3. At least there were no rocks, because we know an Anroll behind the wheel with no rocks is just you know, hell to pay. Long shot, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, we are here at the buggy track race, and we are moving on to race number 5, where Ann will be driving again. Did you take heart medication to be able to stand this one too? Although you get a little bit of a break before. I think the biggest thing that you're going to have to worry about here is the handling difference, the looseness of the SUVs and the stickiness of the BTR.
That's my getting out there and remembering how the friggin' PTVs drive is going to be the hard part. And while dealing with that giant pileup that's going to happen right at the first corner.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be tough. At least you get a little bit of a break with 3 heats needing to run before your heat goes. That will give you at least a little bit of a breather. But I can't say enough, man. Hell of a good job on that one.
I was not expecting that when I fell back into what it was, a 6th. I was like, all right, well, I'll just accept this. And then people ahead of me kept having trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I think it actually worked out in your favor, kind of hanging back, and you were kind of in that 5th and 6th spot, and gave you a chance to get comfortable. And some of the people ahead of you making some mistakes, and then you were able to just work your way up and, you know, have a little bit of a breather before you really had to stress too much. But damn good job.
There was one spot where that crossover point where you go through the middle of the barrels near the back end of the track, where I think I was in 5th at the time, and the 3rd and the 4th vehicles collided with each other in the middle of that. And
yeah,
right in front of me. I tried to get around them, and I just got pulled into it. And I got spun around 180 degrees, had to turn back around, and I was like, I got the worst of that entire thing, and it wasn't me.
I will say on your final lap, as you were coming through the crossover, because I was trying to watch the Atmo Esports, which is like 15 seconds behind me, and then my own view. I almost thought that there was a 3-car collision in there, and I thought that hit you, because then they also bumped you down from first place down to like 10th after that collision that I saw on their stream. And then they started moving you all around on the leaderboard, but then I realized that I was watching a collision that happened, I think, before you went through there or just ahead of you. Like I was telling Flex, their leaderboard is just hard to keep track of. Because if they change somebody down at like 6th, 7th, or 8th, it affects the people in 1st and 2nd for some reason. All right, so we are here at the BTR track now. And again, we're going to have a few heats to deal with before Anroll's heat comes up with. Let's see if we can't take a look to see what the heats are.
Yeah, Andrew, I would say when you first get in your vehicle, coming down pit road, maybe make a couple quick turns, just to get used to the stickiness while you're pulling out onto the track. You know what I'm saying? Kind of use that little spot to warm yourself up in it, if you can.
I did go out and practice this morning, so I do kind of remember, but it's going to take a moment.
Man, you've got enough time in on both of these tracks. You're going to do great. I mean, hell, look what you just did. You're going to do the same, but there's also the RNG on that track in which you can't fucking control. So just go out and have fun regardless,
Oh yeah, I'm expecting to explode at some point. So if whatever happens, happens.
All right. So Heat 1. Heat 1 is going to be Oner Core Colonial Catcom Alpha Novak Racing Everia. In Heat 1, of course, we saw in the STV track Everia and Catcom Alpha both DNF'd. Heat 2 is going to be Punch Nomies with Herbie and Star Prime Racing Delta Diatus and Argo Navies. I believe Goofy Gamer Girl is racing for Delta Diatus, so good luck to Goofy Gamer Girl. Of course, Delta Diatus are longtime friends of the channels. Heat 3 is going to be LYS Motorsports, Garden Racing, Wildcard Racing, and SPG Racing, followed by Heat 4, which is going to be Anril's Heat with Blackhawks, which I believe Letix is driving for them. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Amrock's Fang, driven by Anril, Venture Origins number 2, and AAWA Drunken Turtle Racing. So again, with the BTR track, a lot is at stake here, but at the same time, there's a lot of unknowns on here. We know that in regards to the buggy track racing in this area back here, in which, let's see if I can get a view. It's not going to let me get a view here, but right where you see that Pandalorian marker, right around there, there is a spot that in practice we noticed that likes to explode vehicles when there's nothing around them. It's right off that pit stop that's over after the jump that it just for some reason likes to destroy PTVs. It's very random and very unpredictable, and it affects some vehicles and doesn't affect others. In between these heats, they are going to be working on clearing debris with the other 4 PTVs that are available so that the track can be cleared. But at the same time, there is a lot of, not a lot of, but some instability that is on this track. There's definitely a different handling feel to it in the fact that this is a much stickier track. It's going to be a much tighter turning capabilities. It's not going to be so much a factor that your back end's going to get loose. But there's also the issue of random fires basically erupting on the PTVs. Usually in the engine, not so much the glove box anymore. But for even if you don't hit anything, we have seen engine fire started, and they can sometimes miraculously go out as well too. But there's also been times of just random explosions, just getting onto the track, just coming out of the pit, and boom, you're dead. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. If we see a lot of that in the different heats. We've seen practices where we've ran 4 to 5 PTVs at a time, and after the first, second lap, there's only one left. So it's going to be a little bit of unpredictability here. AZ Bear, I'm sure Anril plans to kick butt to the best of his ability. It's going to really come down to a lot of these random issues, though.
Well, got back to Orison from Area 18 because that's where I spawned after I backspaced. What they told me to do, and yeah, the shuttles to the hospital are broken.
On Orison?
Yep, there's just a backup of them, so I'm just gonna hope I don't die.
I mean, the other option is you could always fly your MPUV out here. You got a little time to get out here. I would just let them know that the shuttles are broken from the Habs over to the spaceport to catch a shuttle and flying an MPUV out to the buggy track.
Well, now I can get to the buggy track. I'm heading there now. I was just gonna go to the hospital to reset my spawn in case I died, but I can't get there.
Oh, I thought you already had your spawn reset.
Put it on Seraphim.
I did have it set on Norris, and I
Does
said
it
it.
matter?
I said it this morning, and I spawned on Area 18.
Huh.
Probably
Well,
If you die, you die.
yeah, I
Could've been an
would.
overload there.
I would say that's not the first time that we've seen that though, where your medical spawn point doesn't stick to where you stick it.
It shouldn't matter, but if I die in second place and I have to go to the losers bracket, they might have to wait for a bit.
Well, just don't die.
Let's see. Let me see if I can see where.
Face.
Yeah. Let me see if I can see where our current standing was.
Yeah, I was looking. I couldn't find any of the old leaderboards anywhere.
We were in 5th.
Yeah, we were in
I was just talking
5th.
about points wise though, like how many what we had, what they had.
22.
You know,
Herbie had 51.
Herbie had 51, so Herbie's still in first.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're sitting at 47, we should be in second place. Well,
Yeah, so we were at 22 points in 5th place. Herbie was at 51 in first place. We had 2 points between us, or I'm sorry, 1 point between us and Delta Diatus. We had 10 points between us and Catcom. Catcom DNF'd on that one. Blackhawks was at 44. How many points did we get for first?
25.
25, so that should put us at 47. If and I believe Blackhawks may have placed, so we should be in the top 3.
Yeah,
we should be in the top 3.
Moved us up to the top 3. Good job.
So, and of course, after this weekend, we're gonna definitely having to be using the EPTU to practice the Lyria race, because I have a feeling that that's probably going to release to live before that race comes up.
Yeah, and we'll need to also focus on Lorville because it comes up the week after Lyria. So
Yep.
we need to, because that's a big, long track there. So we all need to
Practice our sections.
Yep.
Next one's the most forgiving of them.
Yes.
Not too much RNG on that.
Well,
yeah, which
yes and no. Hitting them heels, you might get the random bounce from roll on your fucking lid.
The bouncing is the biggest thing to keep control of, and I definitely want to make sure I get as much practice in with that links and get the lines down before 3 weeks from now. That and get the lines down for the STV. I was not happy with how I finished on last year's STV portion of that last race.
We had a fairly decent line. We'll just practice that one.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, we need to all go look at our lines just to make sure they're still the same.
Oh yeah, they might move rocks around and crap.
Right.
And there's no boost.
Yeah, no boost this year on the RC and everything. Although I think you can use any Cyclone, so you can always opt for the RN, which has a little faster speed than the RC.
Still doesn't have
Wasn't there supposed to be a change to the ground vehicles in
There-
the new PTU coming up?
There was something in the EPTU. I haven't checked it out as to what it was yet.
You can always use your mode.
Hopefully it's boost on the RC.
Yeah, they probably took first gear out of it.
They put a limiter on it.
They gave it master modes, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they gave master modes to the.
Admiral, make sure you check your hydrate.
It'll be a race mode, and it'll just turn the car off.
Well, actually, yeah, if you backspace, your hydrate should be fine, actually. I'm over here at the coffee bar getting some because I was down at 35%.
It's gonna be interesting to see how what they do out there clearing the track.
Well, they'll probably be doing just what I was doing when we were practicing, is just using the other PTVs to push the stuff off to the side. All right, I am fully hydrated again. Yeah, on this one, we are not going to have as much of a good view of the overview of the course. We are going to be able to see pretty much our corner here that we can see, but we'll also have gamer tags, so we can kind of keep an eye on who's where. But we will give you the best view that we possibly can. Long shot AFK checking on food, not a problem. This one is going to be a little bit more of sitting around waiting in between the different heats. Now, don't forget that the first place winner of each heat is going to move into a first place winner bracket with a separate heat. Second place winner of each heat is going to move into a loser's bracket of an additional heat. So we're going to do a total of 6 different heats here. And of course, our hopes are that we'll at least make one of those additional heats. And be able to put some points on the board, because of course those first 8 spots or first 6 spots guarantee some type of point adding. And of course, with our ability to take the first place spot on the last race, thanks to Anro's masterful driving, definitely has moved us up the leaderboard. And of course, where we place in here will determine if we move up further or if we maintain where we're at now. But the PTV track is definitely a track that is not going to be a friend to skill alone. There is going to be a lot of luck involved here, a lot of random chance with the engine fires, as well as the course itself. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this one. Right now, Atmo is on an 8-minute timeout as they are trying to set up. So while they're doing that, we are going to run this. Actually, fix this here. If you're in the market for a first or even just a new gaming system, check out darkhourpc.com. We offer a wide variety of choices in our pre-designed category to fit all needs, starting at $629 US. From a first gaming PC to your 10th, we can get you set up with one that suits your needs, from light gaming to even the high resource intensive AAA titles. Our pre-designed PCs offer a wide range of options, including additional hard drives and all-in-one water cooling. If you do not see something that you need, check out the accessory area where we have RGB lighting, sleeve cable extensions, and more to give it a more complete look. If the pre-designed models don't match what you're looking for, then darkhourpc.com offers customization services where we can learn what programs, games, and uses you need your PC to cover and work with you to put together a system that's going to handle your needs. We even offer refurbished systems at times, and this is constantly changing, so check darkhourpc.com for current availability. We're actually able to ship out systems across all the lower 48 United States, and if you're in the Indiana area, we also offer upgrade and repair services as well. So if you're ready for a new system, check out darkhourpc.com. If you're in the market for a All right, so looks like Atmo Esports came back. They have confirmed that Amrox Fang has moved up to 3rd place in the leaderboards to 47 points. We're preceded by Blackhawks at 52 with 5 points more than us, and Punch Nobies, which consists of Gerbo, the Gnome, and Herbie, friends of the channel, and hell of a good racers, at 57. So there's only a 10-point gap between 3rd place and 1st place, 5 points between third and second and first. So this is still anybody's series. There's really not anything that has really, like what we saw last year with, and no offense to Herbie, he is a hell of a good racer, but he just took off like there was no tomorrow. There was not going to be any catching Herbie last year. But this year, much tighter leaderboard. And Catcom Alpha follows us in fourth place at 33 points. 14-point difference, followed by LOIS Motorsports at 26, Novak Racing at 25, Delta Diatis at 24, and Argo Navies at 15. And that's the top 8 contenders for the System 7 right now. And definitely still anybody's series here. We have 3 weeks from today after the PTV races. We have 3 weeks from now, we're going to have the Lynx race out on Lyria, and then the final at Lorville with the Lorville Loop. So anything can happen between now and then. Of course, the Lorville Loop last year, we all know the meltdown that Flex actually created on his computer as the F-bombs dropped and the excitement escalated as he finished everything out. Hopefully, we won't have quite that drama this year as his computer is in one piece. And it really is a much tighter grouping this year than it was last year.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, how you guys feel being that much closer to Herbie at this point than we were last year? I mean, with only a difference of 10 points between us and Punch Nomies with Gerbo and Herbie. I mean, does it give you guys more feeling that there's still a possibility we could catch them?
I'll let you know on race 7.
There's way too much between now and then.
I mean, hell, for all we know, I could bomb on the Illyria track and take 0. So
it ain't gonna happen. I mean, we stand a good chance in either winning or podium this year again, just like last year. You know.
I do find it interesting that the top 3 from last year are the top 3 right now.
Yeah, because we had Herbie, we had us, and we had Blackhawks. Were the first 3. We were in second. Blackhawks was in third, and Herbie was in first.
No one's died yet.
Are they already running this?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that they actually started the first heat. Okay, so we got uphill Jordy, Blaukat, and Engoref, and Jinra on the track right now in the first heat.
I called out the time.
Oh, I might have been at the commercial.
I'm impressed. Nobody exploded yet.
Yeah, no explosion yet. So we got all 4 racers still on the course. And of course,
Jordy's on fire.
This is 5 laps. We got uphill Jordy already on fire in the first lap, going down into the tunnel. We can hear a lot of bumping around, which is probably just bumping against walls. We got double fire with Blaukat and Engoref. Uphill Jordy came out of the tunnel, still on fire.
Jinra might be playing the long game.
Jinra may be playing the long game. I mean, we got 3 fires, and we know that the one thing to remember, though, is just because you're on fire, you can still last 4 laps with that fire going.
Oh yeah, but you can also just explode for no reason too.
Absolutely, you can. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. But it may be a smart play on Jinra's part to just play the long game for this. Because uphill Jordy just appears to still be bumping into the guardrails along his course. The more you bump those guardrails when you're on fire, the more likely you are to explode. Blaukat and Engoref have some distance between them now. Of course, both of them are on fire. We've also seen where those fires can extinguish themselves suddenly and unexpectedly too, though. Here we go. We got uphill Jordy on lap number 2 on fire still.
Yeah, the desync is real. Hard to tell what the game
take
thinks
notes,
of it.
Admiral.
Engoref with that fire going as well too. Blaukat's about to come around here. Now we know that on the jump on this. Oh wait, Blaukat's come to a stop. I wonder if we had a overturn. Oh, yep, he flipped himself back over, or he's trying to.
He's off the course. He's off the course.
Oh, if he's off the course, he is out. There's no way to get back on. So Genro has moved up into third place now. Wildcat is trying to get his vehicle back on the course, but once you're out off the course, it is near impossible to get that PTV back on it.
Oh yeah, he's not getting back on there.
Generally, you basically just have to abandon it. Uphill Jordy coming around on lap number 3 over the bump and moving around to cut between.
Either.
What's that?
Engo Ref isn't moving either.
Engo Ref has come to a stop, so not sure what the reason for that is. We see Uphill Jordy going into the tunnel for the third pass. Jinra still not on fire or anything like that, playing the long game and doing well. If Engo Ref has basically DNF'd and Blaucat has DNF'd, then that means he's at least moved into the losers bracket.
Yep, Engo Ref just reported DNF.
All right, we got a report of Engo Ref as DNF. Blaucat definitely is going to be a DNF if he's gone off track. Jinra coming around. He's got the only buggy that's not on fire right now.
He might win. He just has to survive.
Yeah, well, Uphill Jordy is still going. He's still on fire. He's coming around on lap 4. When the glove box is on fire, the PTV goes faster. Yeah, I wish that was the case. And here comes Uphill Jordy towards the jump. He makes the jump and he lands. He's going into his last lap after he comes out this tunnel. As long as his vehicle doesn't explode, he may lock this one in. Jinro's coming around. Uphill Jordy's coming out of the tunnel.
Maybe. Yep.
And start of the last lap for Uphill Jordy. Uphill Jordy, of course, is from Novak Racing. Jinra is from Everia. And they've definitely got first and second locked on this first heat. As long as nothing happens to Uphill Jordy, he's got first place locked in. I think there's too big of a distance between the two of them to really do anything as far as passing. Uphill Jordy heading towards that underpass over the jump.
That PTV must be at like 2% health right now.
Oh, it's got to be as long as it's been on fire. Jinra is the only one that hasn't caught fire yet. And here he comes, finishing up his 5th lap as he comes through and heads down into the tunnel. And he's still moving, coming out of the tunnel now, moving around, very close to the finish line. And he's got the first place for the first heat, so that puts Uphill Jordy into the winner's bracket. And Jinra will move over to the loser's bracket for the additional heat.
Well, congrats to him.
Definitely congrats to Novak Racing and Everia for moving on to the additional heats. That's the one thing you gotta be really careful of, because it's very easy to get pushed off the track by going over that jump. If you're not straight on that jump, you can very easily drift off to the side, left or right, and be off track. I can also put you off to the side enough to where you just hit the fence and it rolls you, and you may not be able to recover from that roll. Uphill Jordy, I guess, has decided he's going to take an extra lap.
Yeah, they'll go out and stop him soon.
Finally on fire.
I don't think Jinra actually crossed the finish line, but maybe it'll count.
Did he just pull right into the pit?
Yeah, he did.
I would hope that would.
Interesting.
I hope they would let him know.
Right. Well, I mean, he has second no matter what at that point.
Yeah, I mean, at
so
that
he
point,
doesn't
he's still
even have to-
alive. He's past the 70% point, so he's got second no matter what. So that will actually move those two into the next bracket. And of course, they are going to go through and take some time to do some track clearing of any debris, any tires, and anything like that before moving into wave 2. So we are going to take a quick break while you guys will leave you with the view of the track here. I wonder if I can get this view any higher.
And are we third race or fourth race?
Fourth.
Okay.
See, I'm pretty sure you're the final race.
Yeah, he is heat 4. There we go. We got a little better view, so we can get a little bit more vision on everything. I just won't see gamer tags. So we're going to take a quick break, leave you with this view as they clear the track, and I will be right back. I'll leave you guys with the Discord chat so you can hear the team guys talk about anything. Plus, I need another beer.
Wish I had a beer.
Gravity Cat, did you come unprepared for the epitome of the hold my beer race?
No, I don't have any beer.
I would say if there's any race that constitutes here, hold my beer, it's this one.
Oh, absolutely. Has anyone won back-to-back races that you all can remember in any of them that we've competed in this year, last year?
I don't think so. Not that I recall.
Be the first.
I'm gonna try.
Just try not to die. We'll leave it at that.
I don't expect that to be in my hands.
You know Ludux plays hard.
Yep. Hopefully he plays too hard and he blows up.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to him being on my ass the whole damn race.
Right. But, you know, at the same time, he's going to take every turn perfect. He is an amazing fucking driver.
Yeah. I'm more or less dependent upon Ludux fucking up somehow.
I don't know. You're right there. I mean, you're just as good of a driver, you know, especially on this track.
I suppose my consistency is my biggest worry.
You are most skilled. I have the faith in you.
Absolutely.
I'll do my best. I'll try to anyway. Man, uphill Jordy, like, I didn't see him make any mistakes. That was really
uphill was very, very smooth.
Well, at the beginning, he had a couple of walls. That was the only mistakes I've seen him make in that whole thing. But it could have just been desync, too.
Nope, hard to tell.
I think definitely one thing with this track versus qualifiers is qualifiers was what, 3 laps?
Yep.
So the big difference in here is between qualifiers is you got 4 people on the track at the same time, which definitely introduces an element of desync and all that stuff. And then you're doing 5 laps, so you're going longer, and I don't think we're going to see the best times put up that were the same as the best times that we saw in the qualifiers because of that fact. All right, it looks like we've got Argo Navies, Punch Nomis, Delta Diatus, and Star Prime Racing lined up for heat number 2. And best of luck to Delta Diatus. AZ Bear, how are the puppies? They're doing okay. They're hanging out outside. It's a nice warm day here in Indiana, and they are enjoying the fresh cut grass outside and barking at their neighboring puppies.
Yeah, we need Delta to win this one and knock Punch Nomi's back.
Yeah, that would be definitely a benefit. Again, the question is going to be, are we going to see PTV fires? Are we going to see explosions? Or are we going to see any of those random things that can happen here on this track?
10 seconds.
It looks like they're all going to be running with their lights off, so we will have to catch their views as we go by. And they are off. You can see him heading up the hill on the far side over there, coming around to the straightaway and the tight turns up there. We've got Herbie out in front, followed by Reynos and then Goofy Gamer Girl and Devian. Goofy Gamer Girl being, of course, Delta Diatus.
Jeez, much tighter. Competition, this one.
Yep, they are definitely sticking a lot closer to each other. They're coming around. Goofy Gamer Girl is still in third, moving across over the underpass for the jump. They are still very close together. And here comes Herbie. Herbie, of course, has probably the best time on this track. I'm not sure if he has the record for this or not, but he is fast.
Herbie has the record for every track.
And we have one PTV stalled out before the entry into the tunnel, and they are back underway now and making their way into the tunnel as Herbie comes out of the tunnel.
Good God, Herbie's fast on this track.
Herbie is. I mean, that guy, if Herbie and Gerbo, as far as racers go, are, I don't know how they put up some of the times they put up.
Well, that's all they do, you know. That's all they do is just race.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we've got Herbie out in front, followed by Goofy Gamer Girl, and a healthy lead over Goofy Gamer Girl. And then Devian in third place, followed by Renlos Malik in fourth from Star Prime Racing. I would say anybody is going to be hard pressed to really give Herbie a run for his money because he's just got this thing mastered. I believe, he didn't have the fastest time in qualifiers though, I don't think. I think some of the French guys had him beat, didn't they?
Yeah, he was second. Don't remember who exactly beat him, but
I think it was one of the Frenchmen. But, I mean, the times he was putting up were near record times. Oh, we have a flip over on the exit from the tunnel. They are flipped onto their back, and I am not sure if they're going to be able to recover, and that is obviously going to introduce some debris and some obstacles for the other racers to avoid. I believe that was Star Prime Racing that has flipped. Renflo Malik, I believe his name is, and he is flipped over trying to recover himself because, of course, you can't use tractor beams here. But as Herbie is coming into the tunnel, that is going to be something Herbie is going to have to watch out for. So I hope his teammates are passing information to him, because they are right there at the exit. And collision there would not be a good spot to have a collision.
On the contrary.
And there is a collision. Herbie had hit him and pushed him all the way over to the side. That clears the way for Goofy Gamer Girl and Devian as they come out of the tunnel.
And it didn't slow Herbie
Oh,
down.
I heard a fire. There has been a fire that's erupted somewhere, or possibly an explosion.
I don't know which of the two. Nobody else is moving right now.
That was over by Renlo.
Yeah, Renlo is still overturned on their side, on the side of the track, out of the way of the people exiting. The only person I can see running on the track right now is Herbie.
Yeah, Goofy Gamer Girl died.
Goofy Gamer Girl is out. Let's see. We have no movement from anybody but Herbie right now.
Renlo's is moving.
Something.
Oh, Renlo was able to ride his vehicle.
Yep,
Here comes.
Navi reported DNF.
All right, Argo Navies is down. Delta Diatus is still listed as second in the Atmo Esports, though. Goofy Gamer Girl, we have possibly verified that she is out. Devi and Argo Navies is a DNF, as reported by Atmo Esports. Goofy Gamer Girl is a DNF, as reported by Atmo Esports. So that means that just Herbie seems to be left on this track. Star Prime Racing is still listed as on this track. So Renflo Malik must have gotten his vehicle righted and is still running. So we've had 2 explosions. Yes, and from the overhead on Atmo Esports, we see Renflo Malik has gotten his vehicle back up and on his wheels and moving. Although he is way... Oh, okay, he's in the tunnel right now.
He's a couple laps behind after.
Yeah, he's right now. Herbie's on his final lap. Renflo Malik is just starting his 4th lap right now. And Herbie's entering the tunnel for the final time. So that means Herbie will take the first spot position here for this heat, and Renflo Malik will take the 2nd place position for this heat, and the 2 of them will move on to the 2 additional heats. It is sad to say that Goofy Gamer Girl from Delta Dias, who are friends of the channel, did not finish this race, but good race by Delta Diatus. We always appreciate and enjoy their competitiveness and also their ability to jump in and help us practice, and we always appreciate them joining us. Got bumped from behind and blew up on the spot. Oh, jeez. Oh, wait.
Renlo got out and he's just running it now.
I think I might have crashed the desktop. I am frozen on what I'm seeing on my screen.
I mean, there's that kind of strategy.
Oh, wait, no. There's somebody running around down there. It looks like Renflo Malik is on fire, got out of his vehicle, and he's just letting it sit there. Get back in and finish this.
That's Big M. Big M's by his vehicle. He just got out and is running now. He's over by the finish line.
Oh, he abandoned his vehicle on the track?
Yep, he's running it.
He was in the fourth lap. He still has a 5th lap to go. Space Tech, thank you very much. We appreciate that. I am deeply sorry to see Goofy Gamer Girl get taken out by a collision. But you guys are hell of competitors and always enjoy racing against you guys. So it looks like Renflo Malik will take the 2nd place spot here on this heat. And Herbie will move forward to the winner's heat. I don't know how he's going to make... there's nobody that can make it past the jump. Although, I mean, at this point, I don't know why he would abandon his vehicle. Even if he died, he'd have time to get back out here. I mean, we've seen, vehicles on fire last 4 laps. So, I mean, he could have very easily just continued on. I'm not sure what his train of thought was.
He's going on to the second place anyway.
Maybe not used to driving PTVs in extreme. I guess so. I mean, it's in a position where you can't really push it off the track either. Just get in it and move it. I mean, you would hope it would despawn, but we know despawns are not exactly reliable here.
Well, if it was still yep, despawned. So it's fine.
All right, so there we go. It respawned, so that's off the track at least. We see a couple of other PTVs clearing the track out there. You see the team trying to clear it off for the next heat. The next heat, of course, let's see who's going to be in that heat. I just don't know why you would abandon it right that.
He probably thought he's getting second place for sure, and he just goofing off probably.
Heat number 3 is going to be LYS Motorsports, Garden Racing, Wildcards Racing, and SPG Racing. Now, the only people that we are a little bit familiar with this is Garden Racing. I'm not sure if Tyrus Rex is racing for Garden Racing on this one. Of course, Tyrus Rex is somebody that is a friend of the channel, so we wish them the best of luck. But good luck to all the drivers, because this course is definitely going to try your patience. Between the fires in the engine and everything like that, we, of course, wish all the racers the best of luck. We'd rather see a clean race with 4 vehicles making it from start to finish than the things like what we saw in the last one with Goofy Gamer Girl and Devian, where a small collision takes 2 racers out at the same time. But we are going to be moving into heat number 3 as quickly as we can as they clear off the track. H3, yeah, normal operations as usual. I'm really curious because we know Blackhawks as Ludex. And then, of course, you, Anrol. And then Venture Origins. I'm not very familiar with Venture Origins or what racers that they have. I don't believe Venture Origins put up really super competitive times during the qualifiers. And I don't think AAWA Drunken Turtle Racing. I think they were more around my qualifying time of the 125, 122 range. So it's going to be curious to see. For your heat, my guess is we're going to be more seeing a competition between you and Blackhawks than the other two being a real threat. But we've seen with this course that the RNG stuff with the fires and the collisions and stuff like that definitely play a part in this. What is your overall strategy?
Not die and go fast.
Well, I mean, we have seen where like Jin's kind of strategy of stay towards the back and hang in there actually earned him a second place spot. We definitely seen collisions be a factor with Goofy Gamer Girl and Devian now in the first 2 heats, and it'll be interesting to see what will occur during heat number 3. Am I wrong in saying that this really could be anybody's race here because there's just too many things that you can't plan for?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to predict what's going to happen.
If you can get some spacing in between you, you got a much better chance.
Yeah, well, we saw him practice. Weren't there a couple times where you even just left the pits and you exploded right after leaving the pits?
I didn't explode right after the pits, but it did explode on the first corner, and also the hairpin right before the jump.
Yeah, that hairpin before the jump seems to be a consistent spot for unexpected explosions, as well as that one area around the pits after the jump.
Yep.
So it looks like Gerbo the Gnome actually clocked Herbie at a 1:14 and 800 millisecond time for his best lap. Which is a hell of a time. I think the record on here is like 1:12. But I mean, when it comes to Herbie, you have to almost expect that he's the only person that's going to be close to really putting up record times during the actual races. I mean, Herbie's got to eat, sleep, and breathe these tracks for the times that he's putting up.
Definitely puts a lot of spare time into perfecting it, that's for sure.
I have to imagine so, because, I mean, you don't get those times by doing it just occasionally.
No, that's pretty much all he does.
And of course, here are the grandstands here that we are all viewing from. And we see that the next racers with Garden Racing, Wildcats Racing, LYS, or I'm sorry, Wildcards Racing, LYS Motorsports, and SPG Racing are lining up. So they are getting ready to start the next heat. Which means after this heat, Annual will be up.
Hydration good? You want to get up from your chair and take a stretch?
Take a couple shots. I do not advocate drinking and driving, so if he takes a couple shots, this is virtual, just know that.
Drinking and driving is encouraged on this track because it is nothing but swerves.
Not in real life. I do not condone Gravity Cat's comments to be applied to real life. Although, like I said earlier, this is the epitome of here, hold my beer. And if anybody is from the South or drives a Jeep, they know what I'm talking about. Oh, a 65-degree angle uphill slope? Yeah, here, hold my beer. My Jeep can do this. All right, so it looks like we're getting the ready notifications from the racers in this heat.
Maybe.
Wildcards is readied up.
Maybe. 1 minute.
All right, had to let the dogs in. AZ Bear, Rock Crawler is definitely holding your beer. I will admit I have a 2013 Rubicon, so definitely when I can take that off-road, it's definitely fun. 5 seconds. And we are go for heat number 3. And we have a lot of bumping right at the starting line. It looks like there may be a little bit of confusion on when they were supposed to go. The two back racers bumped into the front racers, but they're heading up that top hill. And we have some collisions more on that uphill slope heading into the first hairpin turn. And right now we've got Jay Script out front with Gilly following in second place with a decent lead. We've got some smoke coming from the PTVs already. And Garden Racing is out front. Wild Cards Racing in second. LYS Motorsports in third. And SPG Racing in fourth. And they are moving across over the bump, heading towards the overpass or the underpass for the jump. This one is not quite as tight as the last race. And here we see Garden Racing heading into the tunnel, followed by Wild Cards Racing. And then a little bit of a healthy lead with LYS Motorsports, closely followed by SPG Racing. No glove box fires as of yet.
Oh, there will be.
Oh, yes, there will be. And we've got the competitors all coming out of the tunnel so far on the first lap, all still intact. And moving into lap number 2.
Lisa's moving pretty good.
Yep, LYS is moving up, and it looks like Wild Cards is, well, LYS Motorsports in first place, followed by Wild Cards, followed by SPG, and then Garden Racing. So we've had some position changes. And they are definitely getting more spread out now. We've got a little bit of a short gap between Wild Cards and SPG, but we had a little bit of a hold up there for SPG Racing, which allowed Garden Racing to make up some space. And LYS Motorsports has a healthy lead over the rest of the pack here as you see them entering the tunnel. And here comes Wild Cards here going into the tunnel, followed by SPG and closely followed by Garden Racing. Garden Racing is on fire but has passed SPG.
From nearly nothing.
Yeah. So we will have to see if that fire actually plays a part in the remaining 3 laps. Waiting to see how they exit the tunnels here. And it looks like SPG may have moved back to the last position again. On fire, as you can see there from the glow. Coming across the finish line, we've got LYS Motorsports in the lead, followed by Wild Cards, then SPG and Garden Racing. And Garden Racing still very much on fire. Is that fire going to turn into an explosion? We don't know yet. Makes a nice drifting turn around that top corner. And here we go with LYS Motorsports heading into the tunnel, bumping across that wall there. He's got a healthy lead over Wild Cards. And they are coming out of the tunnel now. And there goes Wild Cards into the tunnel. There is a sizable gap. It looks like SPG has passed Garden Racing. They keep going into that post there on the entry into the tunnel. They are definitely either not braking or not controlling it. But LYS Motorsports has a demanding lead over the rest of the pack. SPG Racing has moved into second place with their engine fire, followed by Garden Racing. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Wild Cards, because Atmo Esports leaderboard is not reliable. All right, so it looks like Wild Cards is in second, SPG Racing in third with that engine fire, followed by Garden Racing. Yeah, the leaderboard is borked. We got LYS heading into the tunnel right now. Again, a sizable lead. He's putting up some good times on this. And I'm going to be really curious to see if that PTV that is on fire is really going to be able to hold up through the final laps on this. They're on lap 4 right now. And they are making some smooth transitions over the jumps, though. I mean, nobody... Oh, we had an explosion! And I believe that may have been SPG Racing that exploded. That was probably the PTV that was on fire. So it looks like SPG Racing may be a DNF. Oh, no! SPG Racing is still in this. They're still on fire. So who is that? That was Wildcard... Okay, their leaderboard is messed up. I believe that may have been Wildcard. I don't know, but somebody exploded in that same area where we reported issues with random explosions while going through that.
Yeah, it was Wildcards.
Yeah, it was Wildcards. Thank you, Gravity Cat.
Interesting for JScript.
But that's the same area that you... I mean, Gravity, you experienced that in that same area there.
Something there that's weird.
There is something at that pit area there that is weird, that, you know, just vehicles can randomly explode, and we've seen it numerous times in our practice with numerous vehicles actually exploding right at the same point, and I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm gonna move up just so I'm aware of anything I need to know for my heat.
All right. And we got JScript with the fastest lap at 1:15.491. And they have finished first in this heat, and they are going to be moving on to the winner's bracket here. And it looks like Wildcard Racing is, well, I mean, Wildcard Racing should be out because they were the ones that exploded. So they should be followed by SPG Racing, which is the PTV that's on fire that you just saw coming out of the tunnel there. And then followed by Garden Racing. SPG Racing does take second. They will be moving over to the loser's bracket. Again, this position right here off this little pit area, we have definitely experienced random explosions and unknown destruction of PTVs there, which we've seen numerous times in our practices, which Wildcard had no fire. They had not a massive amount of visible damage. And they exploded there, and they are a DNF on that. So very, very curious as to what that's happening there. Where's the pace car? Where's the caution flag? There's no caution flags on this. Who's running this race? Need to speak with the manager. Okay, Karen. Jay Scale, of course, member of the org and a member of the channel. We love you, man, and definitely... Oh, wait, there was another explosion just there. What the hell? We've got another PTV that exploded right in that same point. I think for the most part, we've got our first and second place finishers for this area here. But a second explosion in that same area where we know that we've had problems. So they're going to have to clear the track of that, but it looks like we're going to have SPG Racing taking the loser's bracket on this. And, of course, the first place taken by LYS Motorsports, who ran a great race. So we see that the track officials are trying to clear out the area there, pushing it into the pit stop area. My concern, of course, being is how is that going to play a part in Anril's heat? We didn't see that area being an issue in the first 2 heats. Now that we've seen it be an issue in the 3rd heat, are we going to see more random explosions there for no reason? It's hard to say. I would say where we've seen it be an effect on some PTVs and not others, we will have to wait and see. It's the Wile E. Coyote Acme trap. It very much seems like it might be. Just right there at that pit area, there seems to be something that likes to make PTVs explode. So we're really going to have to keep an eye on it.
Herbie said there's a dip that you bottom out on that causes damage randomly.
A dip in that area, or a dip like back at the jump?
There's a little dip spot like right before, and apparently coming off of that, it bottoms out and takes damage.
Huh. I can't say I mean, you got the bank turn right before it. I can't say I've ever noticed a dip there.
Yeah, see how Nexian just took a little impact?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, kicked up a little cloud of dust.
Well, I also can't see gamer tags because I'm in 3rd-person view.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
But I think I know what you're talking about. But I can't say I've ever noticed it while driving the track myself.
So I guess a little bit of slowdown right there is advisable.
Yeah. We might want to make sure we pass that info along to Anrol if at all possible.
No, I'm going to keep it a secret.
All right, as heat number 4 is lining up, I'm going to step away for one quick second. Just pile the corpses in the center. They'll be made into torpedo burritos later. Yes. All the bodies that are collected along this track will be processed for proper processing for food in the Star Citizen universe in Whammy Burgers. Get your local Whammy Burgers at the Habs on Orison or at the spaceport. All right, so it looks like we got everybody lined up for the 4th heat. Circle Worm, thank you very much for the good luck. We appreciate that. And I can't see where Anro is lined up there in the 4th heat. He maybe just be using a white suit. AZ Bear, you prefer Soylent Green. Anro has given his ready for the start of the race. We got the 1 minute.
Have fun, stay calm, don't die. That little dip
Good luck.
where everybody's blowing up, apparently Herbie says it's a known spot where the buggy will bottom out, so just decelerate a little bit before you hit that downward slope and you should be okay.
Yep, just run your race, dude, and do your thing. Don't worry about everybody else. J-Skill, let's go Tangerine Terror. All right, while Anro's racing, I'm going to mute myself to the Discord. All right, so you guys can hear me. They
10,
cannot, so Gravity
9,
Cat's going to pass information
8,
to Anro.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And they are off. No view of them yet, but they are taking off from the line, making their turn for that first corner, making their way up to the first hill, heading up to that straightaway along the top edge. Amrock's Fang is still technically out in first, but we don't have an update on the leaderboard. Anrol is running this as his race and just doing what he does. So we will see where they're at as they come around here. Coming along over the hump, heading back over to the overpass. It is a close race. This one is definitely a tighter, close in setup. How many laps is this? It's going to be 5 laps. So we are checking out the Atmo Esports as that goes along. We've got first and second places very closely contested. And
in front of you, and there's a little bit of distance between you and I,
all,
so no worries.
All the buggies are close by. It looks like we've got Anrol in second place heading into the tunnel.
Blackhawks are hung up. It looks like you're in first place. No pressure. Just do your thing.
And it looks like Blackhawks may have gotten hung up. It shows Anrol as being out in the lead. We've got them closely by in the third and fourth place coming out of the tunnel there. Heading back around, back towards the starting line, moving up into the first hill. We've got Ludex and Kratagos in the second and third position with a just short of 1 second time span. J-Scale, looks like the last PTV was looking like he was driving via Braille using that guardrail. A lot of racers actually use the guardrails very much here. Anrol is still in first place right now in the second lap, followed by Venture Origins, followed by third place with Blackhawks and AAWA Drunken Turtles or Drunken Tortoises in fourth place. And we are going to be seeing Anrol coming around here in the corner, heading down into the tunnel, watching out for that bottom out where those vehicles were exploding there. Followed by Venture Origins with a decent amount of distance between them. But will he be able to maintain it? We will have to wait to see. We got third and fourth place entering the tunnel now with Blackhawks followed by AAWA Drunken Turtle. Anrol's coming out of the tunnel now, moving towards the starting line and into his third lap. Anrol's fast lap at 121.142 so far, and he is already making his way up the hill towards that straightaway on the top, and followed closely by Venture Origins, which is followed by Blackhawks, and then AA Drunken Tortoises. Tortoises, turtles, they're the same thing. Let's see, as we are going around, Anrol is coming around to the hump and making his way over and around to the overpass for the jump. there is a decent sized distance between him and Isotope. And Isotope is being followed by Luddix from Blackhawks. And Anrol is coming around the left side of V Pit.
Just watch this dip coming up.
And Anrol is going down into the tunnel on his third lap right now, looking to complete his third lap and move into fourth. He very easily could proceed into the winner's bracket here as long as we continue to maintain this lead, but it's going to be very tough because of how many unpredictable things there are in this. Nobody is on fire right now. Nobody has exploded yet. So it is very... Oh, we got a fire on Isotope. Isotope is on fire. Fast lap for Anrol at 119.089. Isotope is on fire, but we know that fires do not necessarily mean that you're going to be out of this race. You can definitely carry that fire for 4 laps. Isotope is 4 seconds behind, or 4 seconds ahead of Luddix.
Great race. What killed you?
Absolutely nothing.
Wait, we have word that Anrol is dead. Anrol is dead. Something has taken him out on the course. We are not sure what, but it looks like Venture Origins is now in first with Isotope on fire, leading the pack, followed by Luddix and moving down into the area here. I'm not sure what may have taken Anrol out. We'll get word from Anrol here shortly. It appears that it could have been just a random explosion. I'm not sure what part of the track that explosion had occurred, but, you know, definitely it's one of those unpredictable things on this track that can happen. We don't know what, if anything, has caused that. So we see 3 vehicles still on the course here. Obviously, Anrol has been taken out because of the explosion.
And regardless, you put us 25 points on the board for the first one, you know? You should get, what, 1 for that one? So, I mean, 26 points.
And we are seeing Blackhawks has moved into first place on the 5th lap, followed by Venture Origins. And for some reason, they have us in 3rd place and AA Drunken... okay, now they've moved AA Drunken Tortoises up in Amrock's Fang on the 4th lap, down to 4th place because of the explosion. So, not sure what the explosion was caused by, but it's unpredictable. This track has unpredictability.
Tunnel and Alex just like nudged the wall and just flipped all over the place.
So we are going to see what is going to transpire here. We are probably going to see Blackhawks in first place finish this out, and followed by Venture Origins and AAWA Drunken Tortoises. Moving down, Isotope is still on fire. Moving, we actually, I think we have. Oh no, we do have 2 PTVs on fire here.
Of the, not the very first, but that first sharp corner. Just right in the middle of it.
Chase Keller was a sniper. Look for the Glen. Unfortunately, I don't think a sniper took him out here. I'm not sure what may have taken out Anrol. It could be completely random. So Isotope actually finishes. Blackhawks has got first place. Venture Origins 2nd place, followed by AAWA Drunken Tortoise.
Yeah, that's the shit that sucks about the racing Star Citizen right now, you know?
AAWA Drunken Tortoise should take 3rd place here. Yep, credit goes to AAWA Drunken Tortoise Racing. Unfortunately, Amrock's Fang has suffered a DNF because of explosion. All right, so from what I can gather, Anrol, you had an unexpected explosion.
Yep, I was in the very center of the first big turn and just exploded. There was nothing there.
Yeah, which we know that this is an issue on this track. We know that that is a thing that can happen on here, and I think you ran a great race either way. I mean, unfortunately, it's one of the conditions of this thing that can happen, and unfortunately, it happened to us. But I mean, aside from that, you were running a hell of a race, man. Absolutely nothing to be disappointed in. That's something completely outside your control.
Yeah, you had that one in the bag.
You did. But I mean, other than that, how were you feeling through that?
Well, I mean, my heart was racing pretty dang hard right after. I was just like, okay, I'm in solid second. This is good. And then Ludex flipped out, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just not screw up at all for the rest of the race. And then, well, the game decided to screw up for me.
Yeah, I was going to say you had a healthy lead, so there was nothing there that would have bumped you or anything like that. And just as I was giving the commentary and all that, I just heard you guys talking about an unexpected explosion, and it's like, oh no.
I heard someone else explode, and I was like,
yeah, somebody else caught on fire coming through the tunnel at the exact same time you blew up.
Yeah, 2 vehicles were on fire at the finish.
I thought I heard someone explode, but
yeah, no, there was 2 vehicles on fire, one that didn't catch fire, and then your explosion. Space Tech, yeah, it wasn't even close. Anroll was killing it, and unfortunately, I mean, much like what we saw with this pit area here with the dip or whatever it is that Herbie's reporting, just an unexpected and unanticipated explosion. It's unfortunate, but it's one of the conditions of this racetrack that we have to contend with and we have to deal with, and unfortunately we have to accept it. But he was running a hell of a race, and he had that one in the bag for sure if it wasn't for the non-predictable stuff. J Skill swears that he saw the glint of a sniper scope and somebody sniped you.
Hit me right in the gas tank.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they do have that gas cap you can open on there. So it looks like runner-up finals, we have Star Prime Racing featured racing against Venture Origins number 2, Everacia and SBGR Racing. And the winners bracket is going to consist of Punch Nomis, followed by Blackhawks and LYS Motorsports and Novak Racing. We wish our best of luck to all of the people in the winners bracket and the runner-up bracket. Unfortunately, we can't participate in either one of those brackets because of an unforeseen, unpredictable event, but that's the nature of the System 7 race. So, but we will continue to stay here and cover those 2 winners in runner-up brackets here. But, I mean, hell, Anrol, I mean, you got nothing to be disappointed about. You ran a hell of a race with the STV, and you pulled out 25 points for that. And this race here, you ran a hell of a race and had it locked in. But unfortunately, it's just one of those things that were outside of your control.
Yep. That's went into this knowing that, and I accept it.
Yep, and 3 weeks from now, it'll be my turn to go up against the race course on Lyria with the Lynx, which we'll be doing a number of practices between now and then for that. And the one benefit, I think Gravity Cat brought it up earlier, the one benefit to that is there's less RNG side of things to worry about with that. It's going to be more geared towards how you take the bounces, how you take the hills and the bumps along the way and the ice and everything like that. And we'll definitely be putting our time into that as well. And hopefully we can pull out a strong finish on that one. And then a week after that, that's going to be 3 weeks from now. And a week from that, after that is going to be the Lorville Loop, which is going to be the finale of this System 7. And we saw that last year with me running the STV and Anrol's amazing course on the Ursa and Gravity Cat's spectacular run of the RC, and the unforgettable F-bomb laden run by Flex on the Dragonfly. So I would expect that we're going to probably have as much excitement this year on that one as we did last year. So, but Raging Casual makes a great point. Great job, Anrol. Very strong showing today, definitely. So it looks like we've got I believe this is the runner-up race lined up on the course, ready to go. which this is going to be Star Prime Racing, Venture Origins, Everacia, and SPG Racing. But this is just one of the things that you have to kind of accept with these racing circuits, that you're going to have some unpredictable instances happen. I think out of the people that we have in the finals, Punch Nomis and Blackhawks definitely in the top 3 bracket, along with us, LYS Motorsports and Novak Racing. We got 15 seconds to start. Definitely will increase the gap between first, second, and third. It'd be interesting to see what happens. And we are go for the runners-up bracket. And Venture Origins, Everacia, Star Prime Racing, SPG Racing, they are off. And we are going to see how they make their way through as we see them come through the first, second turn, heading up towards that hill. We see a number of them running without their lights on. It looks like maybe SPG Racing is in the tail end, running with their lights on. And we know that the lights on can definitely create some confusion, because you get a lot of the smoke from the vehicles ahead of you to be able to really see clearly. But fairly tight concentration of vehicles as we move into the underpass over the jump. And very much just a couple of seconds between first and second place. And we are going to see Venture Origins, I believe, is in the lead here, coming around and going into the tunnel, followed very closely by Everia, and then Star Prime Racing and SPG Racing bringing up the rear. As you see, they are the ones running with their headlights on. And they are making their way through the tunnel now. We see Venture Origins come out of that tunnel. And there goes Everia. So Isotope from Venture Origins clocks a 121.599. And that's going to be followed by SPG Racing, then Everia. And Star Prime Racing may have a little bit more of a gap on them over the third and fourth place. Yeah, it looks like they're just coming out of the tunnel now. They may have had a few issues inside that tunnel, or making that transition from the front to the back side. And the gaps are becoming wider and wider as the race goes on. Venture Origins has definitely widened the gap between first and second place. And we see them coming around now to go into that tunnel and bumping that wall. Still no fires on any of the PTVs. And here we see Star Prime Racing going into the tunnel now, closely followed by SPG Racing, and Everia still bringing up the rear, just going over the hump now.
Well, good job, Andrew. I'm going to hop off and eat, and I will see you all tomorrow.
All right, will do, Flex. You have a great night, and thanks for joining us.
Yep. You have a good night as well.
And you almost had a back-to-back win, Admiral, on a hot spot.
Yeah, you did. But you know what, man, don't let it affect you, man. You ran a hell of a race on the second one too.
Oh, you won both of them. That's crazy.
I mean, you got to remember that things outside your control you can't really get upset about, but I mean, you ran a hell of a race.
Yeah, I was
no one else anywhere near you.
The RNG side of things you can't control.
Tis a cruel mistress.
Yeah, it is. It is. Desync sucks, but you know, sometimes it happens, and sometimes it causes you to explode for no reason. All right, let's see here. We've got 43 seconds between Isotope and Renlos Malik. So there is a significant breakup between the vehicles here in the runner-up bracket.
Yeah, Ren like flipped over down underneath us.
We got Venture Origins still in first place, followed by Star Prime Racing, and then followed by SPG Racing and Everia. And they are in Venture Origins is in lap number 4. Star Prime Racing is in lap number 3. I would say definitely if it wasn't for that explosion, you would have definitely had this one. But unfortunately, those random explosions are a real thing here.
Rough. Wish it would happen to other people.
Yeah, well, we saw Goofy Gamer Girl and Devian just bump and they both exploded on contact, which is definitely, I mean, definitely difficult because one little bit of contact shouldn't be the determining factor. We got Isotope between Isotope and SPG at Mossy, 10.56 second gap. We got Venture Origins in first, Star Prime Racing in second, both on their 4th lap. SPG Racing followed by Everia. No loss of any of the PTVs yet at this point. They are all still on the track. All right, and we see that Adventure Origins is coming out of the tunnel. And actually, I'm sorry, that was Star Prime Racing. Venture Origins is already on their 5th lap. And SPG Racing and Everia are now starting their 5th lap. Star Prime Racing is still on their 4th. So we got Venture Origins out front, followed by SPG Racing, followed by Everia, followed by Star Prime Racing, which I think as far as the standings, if these guys place anything higher up, I don't think is going to affect our standings. I think the biggest determining factor is going to be where Herbie and Blackhawks finishes in regards to the winners bracket. All right, we got Isotope coming out of the tunnel now, moving up, and finishes with a 6:43.356. So Venture Origins has won the runner-up bracket, followed by SPG Racing, and then Everia looks like they are going to take the 3rd place spot in the runner-up bracket, followed by Star Prime Racing. And it looks like Star Prime Racing just went into the tunnels, and SPG Racing is coming out now. All right, there's Genra with Eva Racing, just finished up with a 725. And Star Prime Racing brings up the tail end. All 4 buggies have completed. Without any explosions, fires, or anything like that. And that will give Venture Origins the win on the runner-up heat. So congratulations to Venture Origins for that. SPG Racing, Everia, and Star Prime Racing, great job. Now we are going to move on to the winners bracket. Just wait until we have pauses in the middle of races for server error. Yeah, if anybody's been on EPTU, we know about the server error issues that are going on. Pretty much the equivalent to 30Ks, though with some possible recovery. So actually join us on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as we go into 323, and we're going to check out some of the different missions and all that. Also on Tuesday, we'll probably be doing some pickup of overdrive event for some of the org members and Discord members that need overdrive completion. Raging Casual, oh man, one more reason I might skip 323. I don't think it's going to be as much of an issue as the 30Ks. So we are waiting for the start of the winner's heat, which consists of Punch Nomies, which is going to be Herbie running that, which is Herbie is always amazing to watch race because the guy can drive like there's no tomorrow. We're also going to see LYS Motorsports and also Blackhawks. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how this turns out, whether we see any of the explosions or anything like that. Of course, with the runners-up heat, we had all 4 buggies complete. And it definitely a hell of a race, no glove box fires or anything like that. So definitely we'll be moving into heat number, well, actually the winner's heat here shortly. So stay tuned as we move into that, as they get everything ready on the track. Just first week or so. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely anticipate that the first week or so, or 323 going live, we're probably going to see some hot fixes needed. But EPTU will definitely be doing that as we practice for the Lynx race that's coming up with race number 6, as well as different new missions and things like that that we can run on Sunday night and the subsequent streams afterwards.
One minute.
All right, we are getting underway, and they are go for the winners bracket here. And we see them take off, heading up the top hill, going towards the run on the second level. And we got Punch Nomies and LYS Motorsports, Blackhawks, and Novak Racing. Our hopes, of course, is that Herbie is going to blow this out of the water and knock Blackhawks hopefully down to a third or fourth place finish. Because, of course, Nomies and Blackhawks are the two people ahead of us. So a fourth place finish by Blackhawks would definitely be beneficial to us to stay in third place. And here they come around going into the tunnel on the first turn. And very, very close as far as grouping, with the exception of, I believe, Novak Racing back there in fourth place, a larger gap there. But the first three spots, it looks like there was a little bit of a collision coming out of the tunnel there on the backside, and some bouncing around going around back there. I don't know how that affected the placement there, but definitely second, third, and fourth place. Definitely some confusion going on with that.
Probably ran over Anril's helmet.
Yeah, really. Raging, not a problem. You have a great night. Appreciate you being here with us. As soon as I get the Atmos stream back, I'll be able to see who is going. Of course, Herbie, I think, is in first no matter what. Coming around towards the hump. Second and third place is a very, very tight competition there. And Ludex is in last place currently right now, which will definitely be beneficial to us. No fires, no explosions as of yet. We see Herbie coming around, moving down into the tunnel. He's got a sizable gap there between him and second place. Actually, third and fourth place are now closer. And we've got a fire. We got a fire on one of the PTVs as they head into the tunnels with the third place competitor. Herbie just killing the competition here with a sizable gap between first and second. Second and third has a sizable gap as well, too.
We got nonsense happening in the up ramp.
Yeah, I see that. And it looks like there was some confusion there in the up ramp from the tunnel. Looks like even the fourth place hasn't even gotten himself straightened out. He might be overturned down there. There we go. We've got the fourth place person coming out of the tunnel now. Herbie, of course, has a sizable lead, which was expected. He runs these PTVs like there's no tomorrow. And we've got LYS Motorsports. What? No, that can't be right. Atmo is reporting LYS Motorsports in first place with the lap 3, followed by Blackhawks, followed by Novak Racing, followed by Punch Buggies.
No, Herbie's in the lead by a lot.
I was going to say, that can't be accurate at all. I mean, Herbie's had a commanding lead from the start.
Their leaderboard is so borked.
It really is, because you can't really keep track of anything. I don't know what they're doing. We see there on their overhead view, Herbie is well out in front, heading into the turns and everything like that. And I'm not sure how they're running their leaderboards. Okay, so they just moved Herbie into first on his fourth lap. Jay Script from LYS Motorsports clocking a 114.5 in second place, followed by Blackhawks in third place and Novak Racing in fourth place. So it looks like they may have gotten the leaderboard maybe worked out. No, they just screwed it up again. They just put Herbie in dead last. One of these days they're going to get this working right.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure, but we know Herbie's in first. Unless there was, I mean, we got all four vehicles still on the track, so there's been no catastrophic death or anything like that.
Not yet.
All right, so as we see them go into the tunnel here, still fairly split between first and second and third and fourth. I don't know who's on second anymore, H3, because they don't have the leaderboards anywhere near accurate.
J Script.
J Script's in first?
Second.
Second, okay, followed by Herbie's ahead of him, though, right?
Herbie's in first. Then it's J Script. Then it's Blue Doxon, Uphill Jordy.
All right, I'm going to go to first-person view here so I can see gamer tags. All right, so we got Herbie in first up there, followed by J Scripts and Luddix, and then, of course, the fourth place. So we can definitely get a better view here. Herbie's coming over the second level, coming down into the turns towards the hump, and follow a sizable lead over J Script. J Script is just coming down that hump as Herbie's already going under the underpass for the jump and making his way around to make that jump. And then we see Luddix just now coming down the downhill towards the hump. Herbie's got a demanding lead as he goes into the tunnel here. J Script is following him, but not by not by very close distance. That is for sure. Herbie's exiting the tunnel as J Script is entering it. Uphill Jordy just went over the hump, so there's a sizable difference between him and Luddix. Luddix just heading down into the tunnel now. J Script just about exiting. And unless there's some kind. Okay, so we got confirmation. Herbie has finished. Herbie has finished first in this, followed by LYS Motorsports. And that means that, Uphill Jordy is on fire now. He's going to take fourth place. Blackhawks is going to take the third place finish. And Novak Racing with the fourth place. Luddix with a 640.279. And then, God, they can't get this leaderboard right. They just put Punch Nomi's in last place, even though he's already finished. I'm not sure why. All right, we got 658.6 for Novak Racing. So, congratulations to Herbie for winning the winner's bracket. And, of course, followed by J Script and then Luddix. And then Uphill Jordy for the final running of the PTV buggy track. And they are still running it. I don't think they got word that the race is over. But congratulations to them. Great job. And of course, great job to all the competitors of the System 7 on both the STV and PTV buggy tracks. And again, we saw Anrol take first place on the STV Cargo Crisis, followed by Herbie taking the first place on the PTV track. So congratulations. And great job by all the competitors, Delta Diatis, Blackhawks, the Punch Nomis, as well as all the other teams. You guys definitely made for some great races and some great competition. Don't forget, we will be back here in 3 weeks for the Lynx race course on Lyria, where I'll be actually driving that one and hopefully be doing my part in putting some points on the board. Which racing team is running the board? Right now, it is Punch Nomis, which was to be expected. Punch Nomis has Herbie, which is a racing guru, as well as Gerbo the Gnome, which is a creator of some of these tracks. They are definitely strong professional racers that concentrate only on racing. And don't forget, if you guys are on Twitch and want to catch some great racing content, check out Gerbo the Gnome on Twitch. Give him a follow. You'll definitely won't be disappointed. He has a lot of great content over there. But all these competitors are absolute professionals in all their own rights. And we appreciate the opportunity to go up against them. But congratulations to Anrol for taking the first place on the Cargo Crisis, and Herbie for taking the first place here on the BTR buggy track racing course here on Orison. Pretty sure our team is in control of the board. In control of that board. Yeah, I mean, right now, Punch Nomis definitely has it.
Punch Nomis has 82, Blackhawks is 64, and we're at 48.
Yep. So right now we are first, second, and third. Punch Nomis followed by Blackhawks, followed by Amrock's Fangs. So we are doing well. I think a lot's going to be said to where we place in the next race in 3 weeks here with the links on Ariel, as well as the Lorville Loop. And we know that the Lorville Loop can really end up going to anybody. In our experience, we saw Flex come from, the spectacular performance by Andrel and Gravity Cat, and then Flex pulling out a second place finish with the Dragonfly. The Lynx track is definitely going to be less RNG. It's going to be more how you handle the bumps, how you handle everything else. And that one's going to be an interesting for me to run that one. I'm looking forward to it, and definitely going to be putting a lot of practice in between now and then. We are going to practice on EPTU because I anticipate the EPTU will go live before that race comes to fruition. But definitely, we are in good standing. We are in good standing for being where we finished last year and where we're at this year. So absolutely no complaints. I think everybody on the team has done a spectacular job, and we set out this year to concentrate more on having fun than just concentrating on winning. And we're still up there, so no complaints whatsoever. Any closing words that you have, Andrel or Gravity Cat?
I need to lay down now.
Yeah, I would say after the races you had today, it's well deserved.
Andrel, you did great. Thanks, buddy.
You did do amazingly and spectacular. Thank you for all the effort that you put in.
Thank you, Gravity, for your motivation along the way.
Oh, I tried.
Did he threaten to kill you if you didn't win?
It was in his voice. It was in his voice.
Pull the fuses out of your oxygen pack or something like that.
Later.
All right, Gravity Cat, you take it easy, and thanks for joining us today.
See ya.
Later.
All right, take it easy, Andrel. I'm going to sign off. I'll be right back. All right, so that is a good stopping place for us today. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to go into EPTU, and we're going to check out some of the new features on EPTU. I want to thank everybody for being here today and supporting us. Don't forget, check out the merch store if you want to help support the channel. Beer glasses, beanies, ball caps, hoodies, anything, even long sleeve t-shirts like this. It all goes back in towards the giveaways that hopefully we'll be able to pick it back up in May or June. But appreciate you guys being here. And don't forget to hit us up on the Discord if you want to catch up off stream or on stream. We are always happy to help people out, especially with like the current Overdrive event. And if you're new to Star Citizen and want to get in, definitely use that referral code at the bottom between now and May 2nd. You'll get a free Merlin, a Kruger Merlin, which is a snub fighter that's available for you to get with just getting a new game pack. And also remember, if you're looking for a pre-built or a custom PC, check out darkhourpc.com. We ship across the United States and can get you set up with whatever your needs are for a PC, whether it's your first gaming computer or your 10th. We can definitely work with you to design something that is well within what you need, or use one of our pre-builts that are available there on darkhourpc.com. And if you're in the Indianapolis area, we offer cleaning as well as repair services as well. So check out darkhourpc.com. And I want to thank everybody again for being here. And we're going to take a look as to who is out there on Twitch that we can offer some support to and do a raid on. Let's see. You know what? Actually, Atmo Esports kicked everybody over to Astropub. I'm going to go ahead and do the same and send you on over to Astropub that does more of a podcast style Star Citizen. And hopefully you guys will have a wonderful day and weekend. Gerbo, GG's to you too, and congratulations to Herbie. Yeah, it's a horrible way to end a race, but you know, it's something we knew that was going to be a possibility here with the buggy track racing. Random explosions happen. It's unavoidable. But, we appreciate the opportunity to race against you guys as well as Delta Diatus and all the other teams. And, congratulations to Herbie. I mean, the man puts up times like there is no tomorrow. So, but everybody have a great night and enjoy Astropub. And hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.